All right, welcome y'all. Welcome. I'm gonna give it a second. I don't have like any general info or nothing like that, but I am going to just give y'all some info about what I have set up. Let me try to go live on this other platform too, because I've never done it. So uh let's see. Let's see. Okay. Making sure this is my first time. I'm gonna go. I am so now I have a WAP set up. I'm gonna hold on, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know what I gotta say for that real quick. Let me wipe this little camera on my computer. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Okay. Can y'all see what's over there? My iron. Trying to make sure it look crazy in the background. All right. Okay. All right, so I had to go live on another platform. Normally I go live on Kick, but I opened up my account on WAP. So on there, that is where you will be able to get your personal readings, y'all. So actually, let me timestamp this because I know eventually as I rebuild the channel, I'm sure people will ask for readings. So all right. So first of all the info for doing a personal reading is in my description and it is in like my about me section on the channel. So we are going to be doing it like via membership and y'all can cancel membership anytime you want and you do get a free trial. So the way that you do it is, y'all know, back in the day, we used to do if you wanted one question, it was 22. If you wanted a reading, it was 66. So I'm kind of still keeping the same thing. You actually get more now. So you do get one free question. Well, it's not free, but you get you get one question, one reading, like basically a spread, one area of your life if you don't have a specific question for 22, and it's a monthly subscription. The 66 per month, you get 2 30-minute video readings. I think I'll be able to do still like the private videos that I was doing for people here on YouTube. So you get two a month. And then if you really want to, I don't think anybody really needs a reading every week, but if you are, in that, we all go through stuff. I pull cards for myself however much I want because I know how to do it. But if you do want a weekly reading, you could also subscribe for that, and that's 99. The thing that I would recommend is either just the one question or you could do the two videos per month for 66 because I used to do one reading for 66. So that is on WAP.com. All that is linked in my description, is different tiers. It's also set up so that we'll have like a private chat community. I'm gonna think of like different things for people to do, different discussions. Maybe if you read your own tarot cards, things like that, we could put that info in there, maybe some astrology stuff. But all that is in there is titled Aisha's Tarot Circle. So that is on WAP.com. I am actually live on there as well. This is my first time doing this. So we're gonna see how it works, how it goes. But definitely tune in for that. And yeah, so we are going to do every sign today. Thank you very much. Thank you. The last video that I did, I went backwards. So I started with Pisces first. Let me close my closet door. Yeah, I gotta clean my closet. Hold on. Let me close that door. My clothes and shoes everywhere. All right, don't look at that. Don't look at all my shoes all over the place. All right, so so I'm gonna do the regular order today. So sorry to my late signs. We are gonna go in the regular order today because I did start with Pisces in my last video. With the videos that are 3 hours, it looked like for me, it takes a long time for it to show up on my end on my YouTube studio. So even when I'm trying to put like the timestamp, I'm able to do it on the computer, but not on my phone like I used to. So just bear with me. I guess, I haven't been on here in a while, so I don't have the same ease that I did when I was streaming every day. All right, so we're gonna get started, but the timestamps will be in the description of this video. Also, the last time what I did was I took some notes because I do like to remember what the readings were about. For my own self. So in between, you'll see me kind of just jotting down little things that I said or provided. So, all right. So I am actually very interested to see what is going to come out. So we'll see here. Oh, it looks like we have our first troll, so that's good. That means that we are reaching a bigger audience again when we have trolls in the chat. So that means news is spreading fast. So that's good. That works. Let me open this up real quick. Oh wow. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. Okay, let's see. What time is it? 3:02. Okay. All right, so Aries, do we have any Aries in the house? I don't know. Let's start with my Aries folks. All right, what is the energy surrounding the Aries? What's the energy surrounding the Aries? Energy surrounding the Aries. Okay, emotions. So the situation is emotions. All right. What role do you play in this scenario, Aries? What role do you play? Okay, change. All right, so you are causing some sort of shift or change. All right, so you were literally the change. What was the situation before? Okay, innovation. So before something was being created, maybe there was creativity involved. Somebody had all the tools to make something work. Something could be being manipulated a little bit, but it just depends. And then what did you change this into, Aries? Okay, passion. So it's almost like all the elements are taken away from something. What was being created here before? And then what did you do to change this? Okay, intuition. All right. All right. So looks like you followed your intuition here. So that's not bad. Let's see. What else did your intuition tell you to do? And then we're going to get 8 cards here. Okay, versatility. All right, so if the center of this is emotions, I feel like the reason something was able to be manipulated is because there was an emotional like attachment to something. So if it changes into passion, it looks to me as though all the other elements are stripped away, right? When we talk about the elements, we're talking about the magician. It's all 4 elements: air, fire, water, and earth. And so to me, what I'm seeing is the emotional element was withdrawn, kind of, or like something could not be manipulated here. All right, I'm also getting to you're going to the next step. So it is a positive thing. So you want to make sure that your emotions are not getting the best of you in a scenario. All right, let's see. Let's get 8 cards here. Let me see some real quick. I'm in this Discord group. I want to see if they're still. All right, let's get 8 cards here. Let's see. Okay, so right away, I feel like somebody's being approached, but there's not enough information in the situation to make a decision here. It looks like somebody's approaching another individual, like, "Hey, do you like this? Do you like this situation for me, or do you think this is a good idea for us to work together?" Because I'm getting Knight of Cups, the Hierophant, the Fool. I feel like too, you might have been able to kind of. I don't know if this is you or someone else, but it's like somebody was able to be romanced, right? Emotions is the center of it, so emotions kind of made somebody take a leap without getting all the information. I'm getting like because somebody was a nice individual, they were able to get somebody to go off of like an impulse without having all the information involved in in a scenario. All right, so that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, so it's like basically somebody's promising, like, hey, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to give this to you. And so somebody's like, okay, great, we can do that. Yeah, there is the magician. All right, so that is the part that was missing, is that somebody had to be emotionally connected, or there had to be some level of compassion, or somebody had to care, right? So somebody had to actually care about it. Okay. All right, and you got the Queen of Wands. All right, so yeah, I see a person walking away from this though. Like, okay, so what are we walking away from? And I'm gonna see what you did to change it. Okay, yeah, the Ten of Swords. Where are you at? What did you do to change this? Okay. The Nine of Pentacles. I feel like you're looking at it looks like somebody's looking at the actual details of a scenario, right? Because the Nine of Pentacles is like observing something. So you looked at the reality of a scenario and took your emotions out of it. That is what you are supposed to do. What were you observing, or what did you notice? Yeah, the death card. Okay, now you might have been observing the change already. Like there's literally a change in emotions here. I feel like too, because you're the change. So the other, if you're dealing with another individual, because emotions are involved, I'm getting that somebody noticed that you changed. Okay, there could be a Scorpio involved. Somebody noticed that you switched up. Okay. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, doesn't have to be anything bad here. What other energy should you be in here, Aries? Okay, inspiration. What do you need to inspire somebody to do? So I feel like there is no more, you need the emotional part for somebody to care or for somebody to desire something. Somebody is no longer inspired. If there's a person involved, you may need to deal with an Aquarius. I get Aries and Aquarius together a lot. All right, so let's see. What's the Nine of Pentacles doing? Okay, luck. What was their opportunity? It's like somebody had this opportunity for themselves. They have their own opportunity. Yeah, truth. Somebody may have literally had time to think about it or time to evaluate the situation. What did they not know with the Fool card, real quick? What did they not know? Interesting. Courage. Okay, so maybe they didn't realize that all it took was to be courageous for something to actually work for them. What did they need the courage to do here? Let's see. Yeah, there's your Nine of Pentacles. So it's almost like somebody was down with something or down with a situation, but they were afraid of being independent. I feel like too, somebody didn't realize how many resources they had. So if this person's in the energy of luck, right? We know luck is the wheel of fortune. This is your wheel of fortune. So I feel like this person realized they had multiple opportunities here. So they didn't have to like just jump into something unknowingly. They could go get other opportunities, and again, this can be you, this can be something that you realize within yourself. I feel like if your emotions are more regulated, you'll look around and realize that you have like more abundant opportunities in a scenario, and you don't have to just kind of make do, because the magician can also be like kind of making do with what you have, right? And I feel like instead of somebody doing that, they started to think about, wait, what do I actually desire, or what do I actually want to do? It's like somebody didn't have to do this. So let's see what were the emotions that were going on here. What emotions? Yeah, intuition again. Okay, so that's pretty much the Okay, sorry y'all. Hope can y'all hear me? I hope y'all can hear me because an Amber Alert popped up. Hopefully, hopefully y'all can hear me. All right. So what other energy should you be in here, Aries? And then we're gonna see what the outcome is for you. Yeah, finesse. So I feel like you need another plan. That's why the plan is not working. There's no emotional attachment to it. There's no empathy, sympathy, things of that nature. What else do you need to plan for? Thanks for letting me know. What else do you need to plan for? All right, leadership, leading somebody to do what? Let's see. All right, style. Okay, so also what I'm getting is if somebody's realizing this about themselves, I feel like there was a trapped mindset where maybe they thought they needed money from you or they needed an opportunity specifically from you, vice versa. This could, like I said, this could be you. You could be like, this is not the only source of income. This is not the only way to make money. This is not the only person to work with. I have other people I can work with, other business partners, other jobs I can get, other career opportunities, so that's what it is. I feel like, but this is more so like a singular thing because the trap mindset is that somebody needs two of something to people to jobs. Maybe somebody's like, oh, I need a side hustle. Then somebody's like, wait, no, this career path or this decision will make me enough money myself. All right. All right. So that's my Aries folks. Let me write down my notes real quick. Okay. All right. Let's see. Not the Lakers. If you're just now joining, these are general questions. Check out my description for info on how to get the monthly readings. But shout out to the Lakers, I guess, you know. Okay, Taurus is next. Taurus is next. Maybe you can look up his sign and maybe his info will come out in the reading. Okay. All right, let's see here. Tauruses are up next. I'm also live up on my WAP channel. So that's the first time I'm doing that. So we're going to check out how that works. All right, Tauruses. What's the energy surrounding my Tauruses here in general? We are building the channel back up, guys. So we got to get it back lit again. Okay, truth. All right. So truth is here. All right. So the truth about what, Taurus is? The truth about what? Okay, the truth about finesse. Okay, now what I'm getting here is the truth about somebody's intentions. Finesse to me is the seven of swords. And anybody that watches tarot, y'all know the seven of swords is like a trickster, a thief, or whatever. But it's about being calculated, it's about like having a plan, being mentally intentional. Right. Seven of swords, swords is it's air, so it's the way that we think. So it is an intended plan, it is an intended action, something that somebody actually thought about, thought through, so on and so forth. Now, when I get finesse, typically what I look at that as is like the plan may not go accordingly and you'll need a backup. But yeah, so there's a truth about finesse. All right, what role do you play here, Tauruses? Let's see. What role do my Tauruses play? Okay, dominance. All right. What are you dominating, Taurus? So you are the dominant energy. Okay, mood. Literally, you are controlling your mood. Okay, you are controlling your emotions. Now, the Hierophant is Taurus that did come out in Aries. All right, so I feel like you're able to control yourself. Maybe you don't feel the best today. You're sad or upset. You have control over your emotions really well. All right, what might you be regretting? Now, yesterday you guys had personality and mood, so you were, bothered a little, but all right, so what might you be regretting or what might be triggering you? Change. Okay, so I feel like it's the Aries. All right, so the Aries, if you're dealing with an Aries, you're annoyed by this change. You don't like it, but you're able to control that. All right, if you don't know what Aries is, fine. It doesn't have to be them, but you don't like the way something is going. All right, so we'll just, just in case every Taurus doesn't know an Aries. So, what was this scenario before for you? Okay, finesse again. All right, what did it change into? So there was a plan. What did this change into? Defiance. Okay, so if there was a plan here, right? Somebody completely decided to go against you altogether. So I feel like literally your thing is about the truth about someone's intentions, right? If you have your own plan, if this is not somebody outside of you and you had a plan and it just did not go the way that you liked, you're able to control your emotions in that state. I'm also getting to, if you had a specific plan, goal, you decided to change your mind and go against your better judgment or go against yourself, and you're trying to control that regret so that you can make it work, right? So what was the intentions, what was the intended outcome here? Okay, order. What was supposed to be put first in a scenario? Okay, rebellion. What was missing from it? So from the get-go, somebody already intended to break the rules or to go against the plan. That was already, now this is you in your mind. If you set a standard for yourself from the get-go, you're like, okay, wait, maybe I should break this rule. Maybe I shouldn't have this standard. Maybe I should switch it up. But it's like you should have just stuck to your plan accordingly. What was missing from your plan, Taurus, or what was missing from this scenario? Okay, what was missing from your plan was it maybe a Sagittarius angel? Okay, that's just shocking because I'm a Sag, so I'm like, what? All right, so what was missing from your plan was a Sagittarius, or because this is the Temperance card, patience. So something could have not been going as planned because somebody was not, now this could be you controlling your mood, controlling your emotion, is temperance, right? Being not too temperamental, not losing your temper. You might have just been missing patience. Now, if these are about people, the part of this plan that's missing is a Sagittarius. Maybe they had to be, okay. What role would angel play here? If it's a person outside of you? Emotions, exactly. So this is within you. Literally, you would have had to be emotional, right? If your plan did not go as planned because you rushed or you let your emotions get the best of you. If this is within yourself, that's what it is. If this is a person, the Sagittarius, the plan would have only worked if the Sagittarius was emotional. Okay. What else is the most important energy for you to be in, Taurus? Now, you may have a Sag placement too. All right, self love. All right, make sure that you feel comfortable. Do something. Make sure that your emotions are, well tempered, well mannered. Make sure you're calm. Okay. So something doesn't go as planned because the Sagittarius is not emotional, or something did not go as planned because you did not have enough patience to moderate or regulate your own emotions. All right, let's get 8 cards. And if you're new to watching me, I always give, like, because it's general. All 1 million Tauruses don't know a Sagittarius. So, all right, so let's get 8 cards. This could also be travel plans. Sag rules travel. Okay, yeah. Wow. Okay, there it is. The Temperance. I'm a beast. There it is. All right. So this centers around a Sagittarius. Okay, so you got the Six of Wands and then the Temperance. So I don't know if you wanted a Sagittarius attention, or let me keep going. Let me not hold on. So this, first of all, this is within you. And maybe you have a Sag placement. You were supposed to get so emotional that you rushed into something. Something is supposed to get a Sagittarius to react, but they're not even, this person is too logical, or they're not paying attention to the water in the background. Water is our emotion, so they may not even notice how something feels or how it's. affecting them. All right, the Emperor. So yeah, it's like you have something to do with an Aries and a Sagittarius, but the plan did not work because the Sagittarius doesn't care. Um, I feel like too the plan didn't work. Whatever you're trying to do because you couldn't control your emotions. So that's what you're working on now. That's odd. What is the Six of Wands? I guess I gotta figure out what the temperance had to do with anything. What's the Six of Wands? Okay, the Two of Cups. So I feel like there's like a relationship that's supposed to be shown off. Okay. All right, let's see. What's in the Six of Wands? What are we doing with pride or what are we showing off here? It looks like a relationship. Yeah, innovation. So I guess this is the Aries reading. So the whole point was to show off something to make somebody sad or yeah, angel again. What? All right, that's kind of shocking to me because I'm a Sag, so that's weird. All right, what's this energy in the eight cards here for you, Taurus? What's your energy? All right, yeah, transition and emotion. So it's like something shifted. Something's like a shift in energy. It's almost like the wrong person got mad, or like the wrong person got sad. Now, again, like I said, this is within yourself. Yeah. You're not even really here. I don't see your energy. Your energy was in the Emperor energy. So, what did the Temperance do, or what is the Temperance to you? Is this a person outside of you? Yeah, passion. So this is all tied together. You need them to care. So what did the temperance energy end up doing? Guidance. Okay. Now if this is emotions, the 3 of cups is not sadness. So they weren't sad. I don't know what they were supposed okay, what were they being guided by? And then we'll see what they're guided to do. Yeah, perspective. So they're like, well, something's all perspective. So, and what were they guided to do here? Resist. So this individual knows not to get emotional. Again, if this is within yourself, you know something is all perspective. Somebody could be showing something off. Maybe it looks really good. Like the Six of Wands with innovation is like, okay, we're gonna make this look a certain way. I'm gonna show this off, but it's all perspective. It would be like if somebody posted their relationship online, right, to make an ex jealous. It's like, well, I remember what he used to do, so that's fine. Like something doesn't it doesn't affect somebody. What is this person able to resist? They're guided by their own perspective on this situation. That said courage. What are they able to resist here? Self-love and truth. So yeah, they see the truth about self-love or they know that you're doing this to make yourself comfortable. What is their perspective on this scenario? Wow, humor. So they think it's wow. All right. So whoever this person is, they think it's funny. So okay. What? All right. Okay. Perspective on what? All right. If you know any Sages, that's pretty on point. Yeah, love. It was a relationship. What the fuck? Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but basically their perspective on love or the relationship that's being shown off, they think it's funny. So it's like there was supposed to be like some sort of intention. It was supposed to get somebody riled up or make them angry. They don't even notice it. They literally think this is funny. What the fuck? Okay, what do they think? What's funny about it? They don't this person doesn't care at all. Mystery? What's hidden? Yeah, resistance and humor. So you don't even know. It's almost like, okay, we set up something. There's an individual, we're trying to make them upset or jealous or sad. The secret is to they know that it's actually funny to them. So maybe you thought somebody was sad and they're not. This looks like a dramatic reading. I'm actually shocked that this came out. This person doesn't care. I don't know what that has to do with you, but okay. All right. What's the outcome for you, Taurus? Let's see. What's the outcome for Taurus? Yeah, knowledge. What is there going to be knowledge of here? So, yeah, self love. Yeah, so somebody knows that that's a distraction. Yeah, fight and respect. Somebody knows that there's like a competition with you. They know that, or they may know that like the thing, ooh, shit, I'm stuttering. The thing that you may be showing off is actually distracting you. Yeah, this so they know that this situation is going to heal what you focus on. They're not even focused on it at all. They're not even looking at it. They don't care. Okay. Tauruses, let me know. I don't That's interesting. All right. Let me write that down. All right, that's an interesting reading. So yeah, whatever that is, they just think it's funny. If you're trying to joke or something with somebody, they don't care. All right. That was shocking. I didn't expect that. This little mouse, I don't know. It's like it's on a timer. I guess it's supposed to be a battery saver, but I needed to just stay on. Okay. All right. Getting a little hot now. Y'all know I be turning my air off till I get too hot. Hold on. Let me go turn the air back on. Y'all be right back. Here, here. I knew you would, you heard me over that door. You never see. But you big. Oh Lord, I'm going live. It's not muted. So watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. All right. Okay. Gemini. Gemini, what time are we at? 33 minutes. All right, let's see. I was going to go on at night, but I need to go to a class, well, an online class later. So, okay. All right. Let's see. What's the energy surrounding my Geminis? What's the energy surrounding my Geminis? Energy surrounding the Geminis. Okay, fight. Okay, so this could literally be a fight, a conflict, or something as a distraction. Okay. Or you're getting into an argument, a competition. So, be mindful of that. All right. What role do you play here, Geminis? Okay, so your innovation. So something is working for you. Are you creating a distraction? What are you able to create here, Geminis? Ambition. Okay. All right. So, excuse me. First of all, if you're wondering if you're going to be able to get a job, you are. All right. So, innovation and ambition, you are going to able to get that job. You have all the tools that it works to get that job. All right. Let's see. What is the fight about then? What's the conflict about? Okay, resistance. Resisting what? Yeah, it's like a distraction, conflict. Okay, resistance of a perspective of so I feel like somebody's getting distracted because they don't want to see something in a different light. Perspective on what? All right, what somebody is saying. So this looks like there's going to be an argument. There's going to be a conversation. Somebody may take somebody's words the wrong way. I feel like somebody is not understanding somebody on purpose. What's actually being said here? Luck. All right, so this could be about how something goes, or like I'm lucky to have this, or okay, this is what's going to occur. This is what is going to occur. This is when something is going to happen. I am very fortunate to have this. I'm lucky to have this. Okay, what perspective does somebody have? And then we'll see what perspective they're resisting. So, what perspective does somebody have? Okay, angel Sagittarius. So maybe they're thinking it's a Sagittarius that's saying it, or they may only agree with a Sagittarius, or okay. All right, what perspective or how are they supposed to view it if they have like a more open mind? All right, style, a Cancer. So somebody is thinking that something is a Sag, but it's a Cancer if these are people. All right, that's one thing. Like somebody's thinking that it's a Sagittarius saying it, or this is about a Sagittarius, or maybe this happened because of a Sagittarius, right? Somebody is not willing to see, like, no, this is happening because of a Cancer, or this Cancer is saying it. So if we're taking people out of it, you don't know a Sag or a Cancer, the situation that's going on is like, okay, somebody thinks you're supposed to have patience, but somebody else is like, no, you need to move forward, you need to move on. So one person's like, no, no, we need to have patience, blah, blah, blah. The other person's like, no, it's time to leave, it's time to move on, time to let it go. That's good enough. We don't need to do anything else. But it like again, like I said, if these are people, somebody wants to place the I don't want to say place the blame, but basically they're like, no, the reason this thing is occurring is because of a Sagittarius when really it's occurring because of a Cancer. But you are innovation and ambition. So what other energy should you be in here? Okay, personality. What part of your personality, Gemini? So you need to show something about yourself. What part of your personality? Oh, pride. Okay. Okay. What do you have too much pride to do here, Geminis? All right, strength. So these are people you see like a Leo does something out of love, or people do something out of love for other people. You're like, no, I'm not doing that. If this is a person, you're like, no, I don't, maybe you don't want to be with a Leo, or you just don't, that Leo is too loving or too caring or something like that. You just feel like you are above that. Okay, let's see what we got. Sag looks like they're at the center of some of some mess. I don't know. It ain't me. It ain't me. Let me get 10 cards for the Geminis. 8 cards. I'm sorry, not 10. 8 cards. Maybe I should get 10. Okay, the Fool. A new start. We don't really have all the information yet. Okay, so somebody starts something new. Maybe they went to a new location. They're like, okay, I'm going to save up money to pay for this. Or someone's like, okay, I don't have all the info yet, so I'm going to hold off until I can actually present this to the group or present this to people. All right, so there's the Star card. So you could be dealing with an Aquarius as well. So, all right, got the Six of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and then the Nine of Cups. So basically, what I'm getting is the scenario at hand is like somebody doesn't know how to create something, but there's an Aquarius, or if there's not an Aquarius involved, they're depending on an entire group of people to give them that guidance. But somebody doesn't really understand what they actually want in in a situation. What does somebody not know here with the Fool? Yeah, somebody doesn't realize that they're in a trap mindset. Yeah, perspective. That's the whole thing. Somebody doesn't realize that the element that they are missing is that they don't have an open mind. What is the root of this trap mindset? It's like somebody basically, like I said, they're resisting They want to believe that something is due to a Sag when really it's a Cancer. But they can't, it would be like, okay, I hate all Sagittariuses. Or like, okay, I dated a Sagittarius from once. I hate all Sages, or they're the reason I don't have any money, or they're the reason I can't lose weight, or it's like somebody cannot stop hating that one energy, that one thing. If it's a positive thing, right? Let's go on a positive. If somebody's like, because we're talking about an opportunity, right? So if somebody's like, no, the only opportunity is at Sagittarius, else is like, no, you could work with that Cancer. Someone could be like, well, the only way to get that opportunity is to have patience. You may be like, well, no, another opportunity can come if you move forward and move on from this opportunity that did not work. So y'all just, this is in general. So y'all do it how you see fit. Where did somebody get this trap perspective from? Like somebody doesn't even realize that confidence, mystery, and truth. It's almost like what's hidden. It's almost like somebody has never seen another option or something. Yeah, courage, rebellion, defense, and vision. Yeah, angel. It's like somebody literally they can't. Why is the Sagittarius the center? All right, let's see. What's the star card? I don't know what that has to do with anything. Yeah, power. Basically, this is what it is. If it is an Aquarius, this person has a lot of power. They're in a position of power. This person can reach a lot of people, right? So this whoever's talking, they can reach a lot of people. They have power over the narrative. So that's where it comes from. Somebody's mindset comes from like a widespread belief system, or maybe it's their parent, maybe it's their family member, maybe it's like you're at work. And this boss, everybody loves this boss. If you're the new person at work and that person been there 50 years, they gonna listen to the person that's been there 50 years. They don't care. They don't care if you're right or wrong or whatever. So, or maybe that person's friends with everybody. Um, all right. So let's see. I feel like too, if you're wondering what is the difference between you and another individual, it is because you know this. You're coming out as innovation. So you already know, like, okay, the only reason somebody doesn't realize they can do this, that, and the third is because they have a trap mindset. They're distracted. It's almost like somebody just can't see positivity, maybe. So what is the person in power telling people or making them believe? Yeah, resistance and superstition and leadership. Wow. So the person who has okay, so if there's an individual whose mindset is like stuck, right? The person in power is like, hey, no, you should trust me. I'm a leader. Why you're disobeying leadership, or like if you disobey leadership, this will happen. Like there's a superstition, or like you should not be don't be nervous about trusting me. You should trust me. But I feel like somebody doesn't trust people. Okay, what is this person? What else is this person leading people to think or do? It's like somebody holds on to the words of this person all the time. Yeah, ambition, strength, pride. Okay, and spirituality. All right. What is the Seven of Cups? What's the confusion? It's like somebody also is looking in the wrong direction for something. They don't even know where to look for something. What is someone looking for? Style, the Cancer. The thing that somebody is looking for is the very thing they don't want to see. The thing that's what the root of this is. They don't want to see that it's a Cancer. That's where the answer comes from. If it's a person, that's where it comes from. You're looking for the solution. The solution or the answer to your question is in a Cancer, or the solution or the answer to the question is in moving forward, moving on. But somebody just cannot see that. They want to blame a Sag, or they want to blame somebody else, or they feel like the root of it is no patience. It's like, no, you can move on and find another opportunity. All right, what is the outcome for you, Geminis? Looks like I feel like you're going to have a conversation about this. What's the outcome for you, Geminis? Yeah, innovation. You're fine. You're still able to create it. You know what's going on. So don't let somebody yeah, see, innovation, mystery, and guidance. Somebody like manipulating people to listen to them, but there's like no information. They're missing more information. What else does this person may need to know or you? So just letting you know, but yeah, guidance. Guidance, vision, and self-esteem. Somebody's going to realize that somebody doesn't know something. What triggers this person's self-esteem or the leader's self-esteem? It's like the group is going to finally realize that somebody doesn't make any sense. Yeah, courage and self-love and order. So maybe, yeah, this is somebody doesn't want other people to like follow their own path or something like that. I feel like too, if there's like resentment, the resentment is because somebody has the courage to do something on their own or to love themselves, and that person may not have had that same ability. All right, Gemini. All right, we're doing Cancer next, actually. So let me timestamp it. If y'all are just now joining real quick before I write this timestamp down, if you do want personal readings, you can do my subscription. It is on WAP.com. It's all in my description box. It's all also on my, I think my about me on the channel. So if you don't see it in the description, but it should be automatically there. It's actually cheaper than what I used to do, so it's better. Because I used to do 66 for a 30-minute reading, but if you do a 66, you get 2 30-minute readings a month. The 22 is what I was always doing, so you do 22 for one spread a month. And then if you really, really feel like you need it, that's just like if you're really going through something this month, you can do the 99 where you do a weekly reading. Um, you could. I don't think you would need a weekly reading. I've never done a reading for somebody on a weekly basis. Definitely a monthly basis though, but never you may not need it on a weekly. And also we have like the chat set up. So like if you feel, you want to find a community of like other spiritual people, they'll be in that group. All right. Cancer. Cancer is up next. We're in Cancer season, I believe. Happy birthday to the Cancers out there. Happy birthday to the Cancers. All right, what is the scenario? What's the scenario? What's the situation? All right, passion, your desires, what you're attracted to, what excites you, okay? The action, the ambition. What role do you play here, Cancers? Vision. Okay, so you're observing, you can see something. What are you observing? What can you see? You may have a vision of what you desire. That could be for you. All right, what are you observing? What do you see here? What are you envisioning? Okay, defense. Okay, so you can visibly see that something is a blockage, or you could visibly see that somebody is telling you no. All right, if this is within yourself, you're like, yeah, that's a blockage for me. I need to stop doing that. But we'll see what it is. What is the blockage? Sexuality, it could be a Gemini. That's my Gemini card, but this could literally be sex. All right. So we're talking about passion and we're pulling sexuality. Keep that in mind. It could literally be a sexual relationship. But it could be a Gemini or this partnership. All right. And what are they blocking? Strength. Okay, this is like I said now. So in the Gemini reading, they did not want to be how the Leo was. All right, so you can see literally, you can physically see if these are people that Gemini is blocking a Leo. All right, so that's one thing. I feel like two, if you take people out of it, somebody can see like these decisions that I'm making are blocking something from being continuous. All right, so it could be stopping something from actually perpetuating in a positive light. Hey y'all, welcome. So if the strength card, and this could be also like physical, like maybe somebody could be dating and they stopped going to the gym or they stopped studying something. So you but you can visibly see, like you're watching it. You're like, yeah, this Gemini is blocking a Leo, or they're telling this Leo no. Okay. All right. What energy do you need to be in with the information that you see here, Cancers? Thank you. I do my own nails in my free time. It takes forever though. That's why I won't do it for other people. All right, so what should you do with what you are seeing, Cancers? Okay, rebellion. So you should rebel. All right. What is the norm? So I feel like this decision, right, that you normally see, you've seen it. You know that that blocks something out for you. What is the norm here though? Guidance. So normally everybody just okay, so I'm also getting to you're going to get some information. You can take bits and pieces of that information and use it for yourself. You don't have to go right away and take everybody's word for it. Um I'll give a good example. There was somebody that I was learning from, and they weren't wrong, but I still had to add like my own knowledge to it. So it's something like that's like somebody it's like me doing readings for you. I don't know you personally, right? So in your head you're like, I don't even know a Leo. Apply, you know, though, what Leo stands for. You know what that energy stands for if you're into your astrology and stuff like that. So you would know how to apply that. That's what this looks like. All right, what would you be guided to do here? So you're still listening though, but you're like, I got to do it my own way. Oh, you're being guided to listen. Yeah. All right. So what are you going to do instead? Literally, that's the rule. It's like, nah, just listen, just follow these rules. Yeah, fight. You're like, nah, I don't know if I get along with that, or I don't know if I agree with that. So you may challenge authority, or you're going to challenge what's going on. I'm also getting two. If this is a group of people, you're all supposed to be getting along. You're like, no, we're competition. I don't really. You're like, yeah. Who's supposed to be leading with guidance here? So you're like, we're not all friends. It's a competition. All right, so spirituality, exactly. So do not take every single I don't know who that could be. It ain't me. But with spirituality, what that means is like any type of religious belief system, anything. Even if I told you, oh, you need to wear a rose quartz every time you go out. You're like, well, I've been going out every day of my life without a rose quartz and I'm still alive. So I don't know if I need to do that, but okay, I'll look up what a rose quartz is for. So it's something like that, right? Like you don't have to take all the word for it. Like maybe you're challenging some sort of belief system, religious belief. It's okay for you to challenge that. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, that was just damn. That was just the hip hop cards. All right, let's get the tarot. Leo is next. If y'all just now joining, we go in order of the zodiac. This will be time stamped. All right, give me 8 cards here. Wow, the Fool again. That came out in Gemini's reading. Oh, okay. The Tower. Okay. The Nine of Swords. Okay, so somebody jumps into something unknowingly and now they're worried or afraid. That took a turn. Oh my good, what is this? And then the Seven of Swords is not funny because you're the Five of Wands right here. So somebody's like looking back and watching you challenge a situation. The moon is Cancer, and then the Three of Pentacles. So you're challenging a scenario because you know more information. You're like, no, you should listen to me. You should learn from me. Somebody's learning something from you. Let's see, what are they learning from you? Golly, that's the Four of Cups. There's a Chariot. That's you. All right, let's see, let's clarify. Golly. I'm surprised the Tower and the Nine of Swords came out like that. Okay, so what is somebody missing as far as information here? What information are they missing? Spirituality? So what? All right, so first of all, let's boil it down. You maybe somebody's like they have no faith, they don't believe in anything, they're not optimistic, they don't have any type of spiritual grounding. It's typical, like maybe somebody's rich but they're miserable, sad, depressed, or something like that. They have no spiritual grounding for their emotions, or they don't meditate. Somebody didn't take the time to plan something, think it through. Maybe this could be like envisioning something or doing affirmations. It's almost like somebody doesn't know anything about spirituality, but they want to challenge you. You know what the best example of this is too is like when somebody is arguing about the Bible and they don't realize like the Bible is made up, but they're arguing with you about it. Or like they don't know the purpose of the Bible. They don't even realize why it was written or what the story is telling them. They can't read between the lines or understand what they're reading, but they want to argue about it. Okay. So somebody doesn't know anything about spirituality and it leads to the Tower and the Nine of Swords. Okay. What does somebody expect here? Sexuality. So again, if these are people, it could be a Gemini. Maybe somebody expects to have sex with somebody, but they don't know what somebody's spiritual belief systems are, or they expect these two people to get along. They expect everybody to get along, but we have different belief systems, religious beliefs, or something like that. What actually occurs with the Tower? Perspective. Yeah, somebody's going to view something. I feel like too, somebody's perspective on spirituality may change because they didn't know anything about it. What was their old perspective or on this situation? What is their old perspective? Exactly, knowledge. So somebody thinks they know. Somebody thinks they know everything, but there's something. What element of spirituality do they not know? Okay, inspiration. It could be like if these are people, it could be an Aquarius's religious beliefs. It could be an entire group of people's religious beliefs. It could also be that spirituality or having optimism gives you inspiration, right? So when you're doing affirmations or when people pray, it makes people feel better. It gives them the inspiration to keep going. Maybe somebody just does not know that part. What is gonna be their new perspective? I'm assuming they're gonna realize they didn't know at all. We're gonna see what the Nine of Swords is. Yeah, peace. I feel like somebody didn't even look into something. They just jumped into it and didn't research it or anything. They just never noticed it. They never paid attention to it. What's the Nine of Swords? What are we worried about here? The Eight of Swords. Somebody could be worried about being stuck. I feel like this is all about somebody's perspective. What is the intention with the Seven of Swords? Because they want you to get along with somebody or everybody get together. You're like, nah, I don't fuck with that. I don't agree with that. Yeah, attitude. Okay, so what do you have information on here, Cancers? I feel like too, the way this looks, if this is perspective, somebody just feels like you are like challenging them or fighting with them or going against the grain with them. That's how they view you. What do you have knowledge of with the moon and three of pentacles, Cancers? All right, resilience. You know that something is difficult to handle. What's difficult here? You're like, okay, luck. All right. So you're like, nah, this is a difficult situation or this is a difficult opportunity to handle. Now, in the Gemini reading, you were luck. You were the opportunity, or like something was supposed to go your way. And yeah, finesse and mystery. This is odd. Okay. But you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, vision and intuition. Interesting. Okay. That's an interesting reading. What other energy should you be in, Cancers? So you should be in superstition. What should you not trust? I don't know who this is. It's looking like somebody's arguing with you or fighting with you. Yeah, defiance. You should actually be concerned about breaking some sort of rule. Now again, if somebody's jumping into spirituality and there's a lot of people that do things that they ain't supposed to be doing, like um and they have no knowledge of that, like I don't know, manifestations or something. Oh, okay. What is the rule that is supposed to be followed here? All right, courage. Yeah, courage to do what? Don't to focus, voice, and personality. Let me get one more and then resistance. Okay. Yeah, you're supposed to challenge it. I feel like you're going to challenge somebody's spiritual belief systems or their religious beliefs, and they don't really know what they're talking about. All right, what's the outcome here for you, Cancers? Interesting reading. If there's a Libra involved, skills, self love, and emotions, something's going to allow you to regulate your emotions. Okay, yeah, mood and then passion. Somebody is also doing something just because they're sad. Like I feel like the sadness is what inspires somebody. Okay. Now, on a positive note, like say somebody doesn't have a specific belief system, maybe somebody don't believe in anything. The thing that gives this person the drive is when they regret or sadness or something like that. So somebody could be like, all right, I'm just going to go to work or I'm going to start a business. They're not necessarily praying for it or trying to manifest it. They're just like on some real shit. I don't like this or I'm upset about this. This gives me the drive to do blah blah blah. Okay. All right, that's an interesting read. Let me write my notes. Oh, Cancers, I hope you're still listening. Another thing, the reason I'm bringing this up is because somebody is teaching you to get along with everybody. Spirituality doesn't teach you that. Religion teaches you that. If you're spiritual, you need to have all a range of emotions. If you don't agree with somebody or you don't agree with something, you're encouraged to follow your own intuition and challenge it. But if you think about like if you hear like religion and stuff like that, it's like, oh, forgive you're supposed to forgive the person that murdered your child and stupid shit like that. Like who the fuck? Like the fuck kind of belief system is that? Or like, oh, forgive them, but they're just, stupid shit. Like, oh, God loves all his children. Okay, well, he raped somebody yesterday. So I don't know if that's the person we need to love. So it's something like that. It's like, no, we're gonna challenge that. Hopefully, I don't get flagged for saying that. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna do Leo next. Leo is next. I think I'm like dehydrated or something. I gotta do a little fast. Leos. Do you got any Leos in the house? Any Leos in the house? Again, y'all, click the WAP link if you want some. That's a crazy website name because now I'd be thinking about Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. What I'm saying it, but not that kind of WAP. Um, although, no, I'm just kidding. JK. Um, although, psych. But yeah, though, join the membership for some readings if you would like, if these resonate with you. Okay, Leos, what is this scenario surrounding the Leos? What's the energy surrounding the Leos? Okay, dominance. Now, Taurus came out as dominance. All right, so they were in control of something. They were able to dominate their emotions. So let's see what else is going on. What role do you play here, Leos? What role do you play? Okay, innovation. All right, similar to Gemini. All right, so you are able to create something. You have all the tools to create something. All right, what are you able to create here, Leos? Humor. All right, so you're turning something into a joke. It's funny. You're able to make somebody laugh. Yeah, if this is for yourself, if you're wondering, you have all the tools to do something that you enjoy to make yourself happy. You don't, if you're like, dang, I can't, I'm bored or I'm this, I'm that. You have all the tools to do something that's exciting for you. All right, what is dominant? What's the dominant energy here? You. Okay. There you go, Leo. I feel like you're the dominant energy here because you're able to make someone laugh or you're able to make yourself happy, right? What do you have dominance over or control over, Leos? All right, spirituality. So you have control over your own spiritual belief systems, over your own religious belief systems, things like that. And then you have self-love. All right. What other energy should you be in? Now, if anybody's watching this and y'all know how to read your own cards, you know how to do that for yourself. All right, what other energy should you be in here for what you are doing? Okay, voice. All right, so maybe it's affirmations that you need to do. You might need to speak up. What else do you need to speak up on, Leos? Okay, hustle. All right, so you could be discussing how to get money, where to get money. If you are able to, like, if you're trying to start a business or something like that, you have a good community. Leos do rule fame. So you guys typically get a lot of attention. So I feel like if you're wondering, you like tell your community, okay, I'm selling this or I'm doing this. Those of you that are in relationships or married, you may need to speak up on like where to get the money from, speak up on bills or something of that nature. You got hustle, fight, and guidance. You may have a conversation with a Cancer here. All right, let's see. I get Leo and Cancer together a lot. All right, so you're controlling spirituality, you have control over it. You could have some sort of spiritual gift. Yeah, it's a million different spiritual gifts. Pick one. I don't know what y'all do, what y'all got. You probably got something. All right, let's see. 8 cards. Clairvoyant, clairaudient. I don't know. I was thinking of the girl. I'm sorry, y'all know I be joking, but I was thinking about in Mean Girls when the girl was like, she said something about her boobs could tell when it's raining or something. All right, let me get 8 cards. I'm just joking. 8 cards, Leos. Okay, the Queen of Swords out the gate. Okay, the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. All right, so right out this here with the 4 cards, you do have to pay for something. You're telling somebody, hey, I'm going to pay for this, or you could be talking about where the money is going. Okay, you got the Hermit, the 7 of Wands, the Empress, and then there's the High Priestess. Okay, so intuition is coming out. Let's see, let's clarify it. What is your intuition telling you with the high priestess? Defiance. Okay. What is the rule here? Guidance again. So this is similar to Cancer. You're like, I don't have to get along with everybody, or I don't have to listen to that. What are you being guided to do? Resist what? Somebody's like, no, don't do that. Okay, resist what? Yeah, confidence. You can afford something if that's what you're wondering. Now, this is another thing too, because you have control over spirituality. Somebody may hit you with the, oh, you're supposed to dress a certain way, look a certain way. If you're spiritual, you're supposed to just wear long, loose clothes, and you need a head wrap, and you need, it's a lot of rules. A lot of rules if you go far down in there. It's too much. All right, so what's the blockage here? All right, potential. What's the hermit, real quick? Peace. So somebody's blocking their own potential because they don't notice. Now, if this is you, you may not notice how spiritually gifted you are. What else do you not notice? It's like somebody doesn't notice their full potential. All right, you got fluidity, vision, and then resilience. Let's see. What do we not notice? Yeah, there's the Two of Pentacles. What is going unnoticed? What's in the background? The three, it's like literally if you just turn around, you would see something else, or you would see another opportunity, you would see potential in a situation. I feel like too, you're not speaking up about money, or you're not asking about money, or where do I get more money from? Where should I get? So basically, what I would want you to do is like your spiritual self is cool. Don't feel like because you're spiritual, you can't amass like materials. That's what I'm getting. Is yeah, what would you see here? You got the Eight of Cups, there's your inspiration, and then there you go. It's so there's like if you went somewhere else or did something else, you would actually be more inspired to be more yourself. Some of you may be dealing with a Virgo with the Hermit card. Yeah, what should you walk away from, Leos? So I don't know, this is somebody in your oh, the magician. That's what you're currently doing. You're pacifying yourself. You're pacifying yourself. If you're innovation and humor, what's humor? Clarify humor real quick. The Hierophant. Yeah, it's like, okay, so you're able to get other people to listen to you and enjoy something that you're doing, but why should you walk away from it? Let's see, what's the result of the magician for you? You're able to get people's attention, but I don't know if it's wanted attention. Okay, so you're going to see the truth. What do you see the truth about? So I feel like it's time to walk away from something. Yeah, versatility. So it's like something's blocking you from moving forward. It's time to go to the next step. Now, another thing I can say to this too is if you know, it's almost like you don't know you have all the tools to do something. Like something has already worked. So you don't need somebody else's approval or somebody else's help. If there's anybody that comes up with like a good idea, you should charge for it. Or, maybe you're doing something as a hobby. It would be very good for you to use that. Hmm. You are going to see the truth, though. The truth about what else? Let's see. There's the Knight of Cups. Okay, so, oh, okay, okay, okay. Right now, with innovation and humor, you got the Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords, and then the Fool. If the emotions leave, what you're doing may not work anymore, and that just depends on what's going on. If this is within yourself, you need something where it still is stabilized or it's still meaningful or functional when you're no longer happy or when people are no longer laughing. What is a good example of that? Like, I'm only using dating as an example. I didn't pull love, so this may not even be that. But like, say it was a dating relationship, right? Y'all may be having all the fun in the world and kikiing, but if your car breaks down, are they going to be able to come help you? If you get pregnant, are they going to be able to afford the baby? So something is like, yeah, something is happy and it's funny and it's enjoyable, but it works because of that. It's like, what's another example? Like exercise, right? Okay, exercise works regardless if I'm happy about it or not. Who really, it's a lot of people that don't feel like exercising at all. You drive up to the gym, you got to get yourself out the car. So it's like that's something that works for you even though you don't like it, right? Or eating vegetables. That works for me even though I may not be happy about eating this broccoli. I would rather eat some crab legs, but this works regardless, right? Like me eating crab legs all day, that would make me very happy. But once the happiness is gone, now I'm sick or I'm gaining weight. So it's something like that. So don't pacify yourself too much. All right, just whatever you're trying to create or whatever you're doing, make sure that when the dust settles, it's still functional or helpful or useful. Again, if it has something to do with, getting other people to work with you or something like that, they're happy right now, but once they stop laughing, that's gonna be it. Or like once it's not funny no more, that's gonna be it. What other element do you need to consider here? Yeah, healing, exactly. So don't do something too much, don't overindulge too much. Um, yeah. What's the outcome here for you, Leos? What's your position in the outcome? Okay, knowledge. Yeah. So what else will you have knowledge about? So you're gonna be fine. You'll know. Yeah, fluidity, exactly. So fluidity is ups and downs. That's still water, but something needs to have you can't just do the humorous part of it. All right. So okay. All right. That's Leo's reading. Hope that resonates. All right, who's next? We got Virgo next. I'm gonna take a little intermission, go to the restroom real quick. And then we're gonna do Virgo. We got Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Let me this little mouse. What's the setting so I can stop the timer on that, y'all? Hold on. Whew, excuse me. All right, hold on, y'all. All right. Let me know y'all can hear me. Make sure. Because sometimes it be a little lag with that. All right, Leos. So next is Virgo. Ooh, shout out to the Virgos. Shout out to the Virgos. What's the energy surrounding my Virgos? I wish I could go live on TikTok, y'all. It would grow my following, but it was too many fake craziness. All right, so let's see. Okay. All right, let's see. What's the energy, Virgos? What's the situation? Ooh, defiance. Okay, right out the gate, breaking some sort of rules completely. Okay, what is the rule? Self-esteem. Okay, and what is somebody doing instead? Resilience. Okay, so instead of the nine of wands, they're the ten of wands. I feel like instead of getting basically normally in a situation, somebody would be offended or feel triggered or feel like they have low self-esteem, but somebody is able to handle, they're able to handle whatever is going on. So it could be like an insult or anything like that. Okay, what role do you play here, Virgos? Emotions. Okay, so you guys were emotions, I believe, in the last video as well. What is supposed to trigger someone's self-esteem here? What is supposed to offend someone? Okay, skill. This could be a Libra, literally. This is my Libra card. Now if somebody is like really good at something, maybe the other person is supposed to feel threatened because, oh, that person's really good at that. Like they're really intelligent, they're smarter than me. This energy is the type of person they'll learn from somebody that's better than them, right? Like this isn't the type of person that's like, oh, eat the rich. They want to become rich. They're going to learn from the rich. So it's something like that. Or it could just literally be a Libra is supposed to trigger somebody's self-esteem. Okay, yeah, Libra resisting worrying. It's looking like a Libra is not worried about something. All right. Okay, so let's see. So you are emotions, Virgo. What emotions are you feeling? Now, when you get emotions, when you get that card, make sure that you're not acting solely out of emotions. All right. Make sure that you're try to calm yourself down or something. Or even if you're happy, don't just go like, ooh, I want $1 million. I'm gonna go spend it like, calm down. All right, but what emotions are you feeling here, Virgos? What emotions are you feeling? Okay, love. All right, so you're in love, or you just, somebody makes you want to do something for them. Like you're like, yeah, I love that person. I care about that person. I have no issue doing something or making them feel better. So you want to make sure that person feels better. Okay. So what's making you be in love or what's making you feel loving? Beyonce is a Virgo. Maybe that should be a Virgo card. All right, so what's making you love someone? What makes you care for someone? Okay, humor. They make you laugh, they make you happy, they're funny, you enjoy being around them. Okay. Who do you love here? It could be your child, it could be somebody you're dating. Who do you love? They're funny, they make you happy, you enjoy being around them. Truth. Okay. All right, well, it's not telling me right out, but this is why you love this is why you love somebody. You're happy with them, they're funny, blah blah blah. Okay, you're funny. I'll help you. I'll do it for you. You make me smile, blah blah blah. I'm not sure why I don't know what the Libra has to do with you though, so we'll clarify that. Uh so who's defiant in your reading? Who's defiant? Damn, they just they came out again as defiant. I don't give a fuck. Somebody just is not offended. I don't know what the Libra part has to do with it. Um. Oh, hold on. Yes. What's up? Outside, please? Yes, you can go outside. Put on some lip gloss. What are you doing? Nothing. What you got behind your back? Nothing. You trying to wear the shirt? No. For real, go ahead. Put some lip gloss on. And then we're probably gonna get I might go to that Hawaiian barbecue place. I'm hungry. All right, can you grab me a bottle of water? Okay, go pull on the I know, go ahead. Okay. You got that glow in the dark head, child. All right, so I'm gonna put defiance back because the person's just defiant. All right, but okay. Right now, just basically to sum it up, Virgos, you're doing something out of love. If you're wondering why am I doing this, do you love the person, you care about them, they're funny to you. What other energy should you be in? What other energy should you be in? Oh, mood. All right, so there's something about the scenario that you don't like. What's wrong? Okay, hold on. I don't okay. What might trigger your mood? What don't you like here? Fight. All right, now Cancer came out as fight. Maybe you're sad that you guys got in a fight. Maybe this is the same person. You're like, look, you're funny. I'm gonna be nice to you. You made me happy at one point, but we can't keep fighting, arguing, and all that. We can't be doing all that. All right, what do you wish you would have done? You could be mad that there's competition. Oh, this looks a little messy. All right, what do you wish you would have done here? All right, potential. Maybe you wish you would have looked at the reality of a scenario. You do have strength here. Okay, I'm not sure why somebody is supposed to be offended though. So we gotta get that part. I don't know what that has to do with you. Now, if there's competition in your love scenario, it's like the other person don't care or oh, there's the justice again. Okay. So a Libra is supposed to make somebody feel insecure or cause an effect. Somebody's supposed to feel offended or insecure, but they can handle it. Maybe you're in love with a Libra. Maybe you're in love with somebody else. And all right, let's see. Eight cards. Eight cards. Okay, there's the Queen of Swords. So that could very well be the Libra since Libra is an air sign. Hold on. Yep. Yes. After take a water with you. Thank you. Oh, wait. Still water. Uh-oh. Okay, Queen of Swords, Strength, the Hierophant. All right, the Three of Swords. So we got Leo, Taurus energy. Yeah, there's the Justice. Okay, thank you, baby. Welcome. The Ace of Wands, the World card. And then the Seven of Swords. Thank you. So the cards that are out are Queen of Swords, the Strength card, the Hierophant, Three of Swords, the Justice. So, and the Ace of Wands, the World, the Seven of Swords. So I don't know if you're with a Libra and that's supposed to make like a Leo jealous, or it's like somebody's supposed to get upset, but this is odd. Okay, let me clarify. What did the Libra do that's supposed to make somebody offended? Of course, like I said, if y'all don't know a Libra personally, Libra, think of the Libra energy. So, real quick, sorry to interrupt y'all reading, but whenever I give you a sign, if you do not know that sign, take that sign's energy, right? So, Libra is justice, cause and effect, karma. So maybe you don't like the effect of something, right? Like something happened, you're like, okay, that's supposed to make somebody insecure or something like that. So, what does the Libra do or have that is supposed to make somebody offended or? The Libra has courage to do what? Okay, transition and hustle. Oh, so there could be a scenario basically where somebody is supposed to be offended because a Libra gets paid in their relationship, or like they have an actual committed relationship, or this Libra moved or relocated, or we moved and relocated. That's supposed to make somebody feel offended. Okay, what is somebody supposed to be able to handle? What are they able to handle in this situation? They're able to handle you, Virgo. You don't, you rule ambition, or somebody, maybe they're focused on their career. They're able to handle the job. They're able to handle working. Again, like I said, this is actually somebody's skill set that's supposed to make somebody feel like, oh my God, I don't know anything. This person is okay working for somebody, or learning from somebody, or studying from somebody. They don't feel, beneath anybody. I feel like too, the jealousy part is supposed to come from the fact that there's two people here. So somebody is supposed to be like, oh, that couple, they work together, or that man's paying her bills, or oh, he moved in with her, or he's taking her out on dates. That's supposed to make this other person feel offended or insecure, but they're fine because they work for themselves or they have their own money. Okay. The Seven of Swords is at the end. Yeah, so the Libra probably transition, went somewhere else, moved somewhere else. What is the strength card? Okay, vision. What are we able to see? I don't know if somebody cares, or okay, yeah, rebellion. What's the Hierophant? I think they're power washing our building or something. Wow, vision again. If it's a Leo and a Taurus, they see the same thing or they see it differently. What do they see? It's like yeah, mood. Somebody, if this is within themselves, they know that they would regret this scenario, and that's why it doesn't offend them or make them worried. I feel like too, if you're supposed to be in mood, like that's the energy you're supposed to be in. You're supposed to feel like, okay, I regret doing this. I'm distracted, or we got into a competition, we got into a fight. Somebody can visibly see that you're not happy, maybe, or okay. I don't even see you in these 8 cards. Your energy isn't really here, Virgo. You're typically the hermit, like the empress. Sorry, y'all. Hold on, let me put everybody on do not disturb. All right, there we go. Don't nobody text you when you ain't doing nothing. They don't text you when you ain't doing a damn thing. It's like, no, I'm just playing. All right. Yeah, this is, what are you doing out of love? Let's get to that. What are you doing out of love? Now, for some of you with mood and fight, I feel like you just regret, you're mad at a Cancer maybe because they came out as fight. But what are you doing out of love here? Maybe just in love, maybe just care about somebody you're resisting. What are you resisting? You're doing it just to keep people happy or something. Versatility. I literally just said that. I said y'all are either the hermit or the empress. I just said that. Versatility is the empress. It's almost like you're resisting a better scenario, maybe. Let's see. What are you doing out of love? Let's get a card for that. And then we're going to see what you would rather be doing. Yeah, the hangman. Like, so the hangman is Pisces. So you're literally doing the opposite of what you want to do. You're waiting. You're just waiting. You're waiting to go do what you want to do. Okay, what would you actually go do, or what do you actually want to do, Virgos? The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, that's earth energy. So you may actually want to go somewhere else. So you want to present something to somebody, but it looks like it's blocked out. What else would you be doing in the Knight of Pentacles? You wouldn't even see, yeah, perspective. I don't think you would even see it this way. You're literally only doing something because you're being led by emotion. Somebody made you happy at one point, but you're not really, I don't know if you're really happy. Um I feel like too, because the root of your reading was defiance. If this is about like somebody's supposed to feel jealous or something, they don't uh if somebody's supposed to, like, if you're doing something for somebody to make somebody else feel jealous, they don't care or they can handle it. I mean, the resilience could be difficult. It's not easy, but it's like, okay, well, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, it's that type of energy. So somebody's feelings could be hurt, but they're just like, well, all right, well, that's what it is. Virgo loves somebody else, or I mean, that's all right. Okay. How long we been reading for Virgo? What else is what's the outcome for you, Virgos? Superstition. Maybe you start to become nervous or worried. I feel like too, this is a superstition. The thing that is, so now this could be, maybe it's marriage. Maybe somebody's supposed to be jealous because they're single and another person is married. Or whatever the person's supposed to be upset about, that's a superstition. It's not a real rule. Nobody really, it would be like, ooh, I'm a stay-at-home wife, and somebody else is like, well, I get to have my own penthouse and I don't have to do somebody else's laundry. So it's like something's a superstition. It doesn't, okay, but hopefully you're not worried or nervous. I don't want you to be nervous, but all right, so what are you concerned about? What are you gonna be worried about? Luck. You're worried about like running out of time, or you're worried about an opportunity here. You're worried about the way something is going to go. What do you think is going to happen? Maybe your style, Cancer. So you may be worried like, okay, this is just how it's always going to be. Now, remember in the Gemini reading, you guys need to watch the Gemini reading. You and hold on, let me write that down. You and Gemini are both ruled by Mercury. In the Gemini reading, somebody's perspective, they wanted to blame a Sagittarius, but it's not the Sagittarius's fault. It's a Cancer. Not to say that all Cancers are doing something bad, but they were the luck. So now you're worried that, I feel like that Cancer is going to do something the same way again. Yeah, it's like you're worried that somebody is going to listen to a Cancer's perspective. Literally. You're like, I don't want them to show their perspective or tell their story, or yeah, I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. That was the Gemini reading. You're like, no, I don't know if you want people to blame a Sag, or like it's like you're worried that you made the wrong choice, or I feel like too with luck. Back to what I was saying, if you don't know a Cancer and a Sag, the Cancer energy is moving forward. The Sag energy is staying and waiting something out. That's what you're worried about, or why are you worried about this? What effect would that have on you? You are going to be nervous about this. You're going to be thinking about it, but what effect does that have on you? Does that have to do with you? Yeah, see, self-love. You, because right now you're doing something out of love, and yeah. Okay. I wasn't really expecting that to come out, but that's y'all readings, Virgos. All right, Libra is next. So Libra, you came out in the Virgo reading, Libra. So apparently somebody is supposed to be offended. Somebody's supposed to be offended by you or something you did. I don't know what you did, child. I don't know what you did. All right, Libras. All right, what's the energy situation surrounding my Libras? Is there somebody named Leah that is a Libra? Welcome. Hi. Thank y'all for all the likes and views, by the way. Make sure y'all check out the description for these monthly reading subscriptions y'all can do. All right, so what's the scenario, Libras? What's the sitch? Defiance. So the same thing as Virgo. So real quick, you might want to watch the Virgo reading. You did come out in that reading. In their reading, somebody was supposed to feel offended by something that you're doing, but the person is able to handle it. So they're not offended, they're fine. But we're gonna see what the energy is in your reading. So what's the rule or what is somebody supposed to do typically? Defense. Okay, what is going on instead or what's happening instead? Voice. Okay, so right out the bat is some people somebody is not supposed to be talking to each other. Someone's supposed to be blocked. Now this could be literally like maybe somebody's phone number is blocked. They're gonna call them anyway from a blocked number, or they're gonna find another way to contact them or something. But I feel like what's supposed to be blocked out or who? All right, potential. Yeah, I feel like messages, emails, your text. What's being discussed here? Could be a child. Literally, there's a conversation. Okay, so these two people are not supposed to be talking to each other. That's supposed to be blocked, or somebody's not supposed to see that message, get that email, overhear that conversation. Not supposed to find out about that. All right, what role do you play here, Libras? Versatility. So you're in the Empress energy. Okay. What other energy should you be in, Libra? You're comfortable, you're fine. You could be somebody's mother. Now I do want to point this out. Just make sure, just because I'm getting the Empress, if you have children, check their phones, make sure they're not doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, talking to somebody not supposed to be talking to, stuff like that. If you got a little child or something. Um, let's see. What What other energy should you be in here, Libra? So you're comfortable. What other energy should you be in here? Resilience. Okay, the ten of what are you able to handle? You're comfortable right now. Okay, what are you able to handle? Guidance. Who are we being guided by? Yeah, voice. Oh, maybe so. I feel like somebody's not supposed to be talking or speaking on something, but they're going to say it anyway. Yeah, self-esteem. Somebody's supposed to be offended. What offends this person? Defense. How are you gonna block me? Why are you not talking to me? Or something like that. Okay. What are they being guided to do? This is strange. They're being guided by an insecure person. Yeah, they're being guided to worry. Somebody's insecure, so they're being guided to worry. Or somebody is supposed to feel insecure, so then they start worrying. You can handle that though. If that's supposed to be you, you can handle it. If you're worried about your looks, the Empress is beautiful. That's beauty. It's comfort. You're comfortable. But literally, somebody is led by like somebody with low self-esteem. What are they supposed to worry about? What are people being guided to worry about? The hell is this? Literally, courage, emotions, innovation, and fight. Okay. The courage to do what? Somebody's just supposed to be worried all the time, but somebody's insecure. I don't know why, or they're offended. All right, so courage to do what? Who is this? Libra? All right, healing, change, and potential. All right, so let's see. We get 8 cards. I'm also getting to it versatility. If your energy is supposed to be in the resilience, don't get stuck in a comfort zone. Somebody could be guiding you to worry about stepping outside your comfort zone and doing something, but you are able to handle doing something new or having the courage to do it. The person that's telling you to worry, they're insecure or they're offended. They could be offended because they're blocked or something like that. Let's see. I blocked some people yesterday. All right, let's see. The Six of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Magician, and Seven of Pentacles. So this person is getting a lot of attention. They're able to create getting a lot of attention from people. Page of Cups, Ace of Swords, the King of Wands, the Eight of Cups. Somebody's able to create. So somebody is walking away from creating something. They're done here. There's nothing else to create. I feel like too, somebody is looking back at what they did create, and something costs a lot of money. They've spent too much time or money or resources in this one area, in this one place. I'm also getting too. It could have been a waste of, like, basically what they ended up creating just wasn't big enough or good enough for what they really wanted. Let's see what the magician is real quick. What's the result of the magician? What was created? Love. Somebody could have manipulated someone into loving them or making them do something out of love for them. All right, so what are we walking away from? Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. What are they walking towards? A trap. So unfortunately, this looks like somebody is like giving up independence or giving up a lot of money out of love. So somebody's going to have no choice but this. Okay, there you go. Somebody has no choice but to ask you a question, Libra, or to talk to you, Libra. All right, so somebody has no choice but to talk to you. And then you have vision. What do you see here, Libra? Hustle. All right, so you're going to see a new opportunity. You're going to be, that's what you had the courage to do, was to go somewhere else, be around someone else, but finesse. I knew it. I knew that. This is tied to the Virgo reading. So it's like that scenario, the whole point of these two people being together, working together, that didn't work. You're going to see that that did not work. I don't even know. I don't know if that's you, but it was supposed to be in the Virgo reading, you having the courage to hustle, right? Live with somebody married, spend money with them, trick on them, take them on dates, whatever. That in that reading was supposed to make somebody feel offended, but they could handle it. They didn't really care, or they were fine. They're like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll just work for myself. That's okay. I can handle the bills on my own. You're actually going to visibly see that this didn't work out. Let's see what, so what was the intended outcome? So you were able to create, or I don't know if it's you, but whatever the scenario is, somebody's able to get somebody to do something out of love for them. What is the intended outcome? Yeah, pride. The point was to, excuse me, the point is to show something off. Okay. If this is not about a love life scenario and you're putting money into something, the intention, literally, somebody, maybe they're spending money just to show off. Maybe they're, okay, I'm going to buy all this expensive stuff and now they're broke or something. Now it doesn't work. Or like literally somebody's intention was only to show off. There's no other, which is a minor card when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. Like this isn't really important. Who are they showing off for? Is it, I guess, a group of people? Who are they showing off for? Transition and vision and fight. You're going to be able to see that this is a distraction. It's okay. What actually occurred? Because I guess that didn't work. But what actually occurred here? All that is a distraction from like a bigger picture. Confidence, fight, emotions, and innovation. So this is like Cancer, Virgo together, and then luck. Yeah, this is like, what is it distracting people from actually doing? So somebody went through all this stuff to show something off. Guidance. What are they actually being guided to do? Yeah, a different perspective of power. Who would they be guided by if they weren't distracted by trying to show off? Like literally, all this is just to show off. Luck. They would actually have been guided by a better opportunity. The opportunity to do what? So somebody's being okay. Yeah. Power and order. Basically, to sum this up, somebody did something out of, they were offended. They got rejected, they got blocked, they got told no. So they did something where they could create a love situation or a relationship, or they could create something literally just to show it off. That was the entire point of something. So now somebody's going to realize, wait, that's a distraction. I did all that just to show this off to people. They would have been guided to take a better opportunity. Um, who does somebody want to show off for? Like, this is odd. I mean, not odd. People do that all the time. I take that back. I completely take that back. It's not that odd. So, who are they showing off for? So, wow. Somebody, this person's not even looking. What the hell? Literally, that is the four swords. Somebody's not even looking. That's like sleep. That's fucked up. Damn. Yeah, this person doesn't even, they don't see it, they don't care, they're not looking. Golly, the hell? That's funny. Not for the person going through it. They may have been showing off for you, Libra. You're an air sign, so it depends. W- what made them feel, what, why did they need attention for this? The lovers, they just wanted attention for the decision that they made. Maybe they wanted a Gemini to see it. They just wanted attention for, they just wanted people to see them. They just wanted to show off. I don't even know what they're, what are they, what are we showing off? Just love or relationship? So somebody could be showing off a Leo, a relationship with a Leo, maybe even showing off their child. uh the Leo, Aries, the, yeah, so it's like somebody showing off, oh, I'm married, I got this man, I got married, me, my child, and my man, or that's what they show it off. I, okay, I guess. And they're showing it off to somebody that does, is not even thinking about it or not even paying attention. I'm surprised that this is the readings today because I hadn't gotten anything really dramatic. All right, so what should this person been paying attention to? This could have even been a waste of like money or something. The Two of Cups, Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups, Three of Cups. Um, I'm just going, y'all got common sense, so I feel like somebody didn't even notice that this person's maybe dating other people, or I don't know, they had a better relation or a better opportunity. All right, what's the outcome for you, Libras? You may just be in like the midst of this or something, but what's the outcome for my Libras? All right, passion. What do you desire here for yourself? Innovation. All right, maybe you're like, okay, yeah, innovation and finesse, though. Let me click. Maybe you see it. Maybe, oh shit, they got them to do this. All right, let's see. No, I'm just playing. What's the outcome for you, Libra? You might have a backup plan. Yeah, the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and then Three of Wands. Let me get one more, the Knight of Pentacles. Mm, I don't even see you here. Your energy is not even here. Where else are you at, Libra? Where are you at? Oh, the strength. Maybe you're with the Leo. Yeah, the Leo is focused on you. Okay, so you're here because this Leo is focused on you, Libra. Or I don't know if you're doing something to get somebody to focus on you, but I don't think anybody cares, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, okay, we're gonna do Scorpio next. Now write my little notes. We got Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. Okay, let's see. Scorpios. What's the scenario for the Scorpios here? What is the scenario for the Scorpios? Sexuality, a Gemini, or it could literally just be sex, two people together, gender, something like that. All right, what role do you play here, Scorpios? Vision. Okay, you're observing something, you see it. What are you observing or seeing? Rebellion. So you're watching somebody be rebellious, or you can see that somebody is rebellious. What is the Oh, one of these cards flew out. Oh, oh. Mood was here, but we'll see what else. Mood might come back out. What is somebody supposed to be doing here? Angel, Sagittarius. What are they doing instead? So it could be a rebellious Sagittarius. What are they doing instead? All right, hustle. Somebody maybe they're supposed to be with a Sagittarius, but they're with somebody else, or I don't know, the temperance. Somebody could be getting money from somebody else or something like that. Let's see. What other energy are you supposed to be in, Scorpios? Okay, innovation. What are you supposed to be creating? Okay, confidence. All right, the Nine of Pentacles, love, and then fight. Ooh, okay. Yeah, it looks like Cancer and Virgo. Like there's a fight here. Cancer had that conflict energy, that fight energy. All right, let's see where this is headed. Give me 8 cards, please. Okay, Three of Cups, the Tower. Oh, the World. Okay. That's unexpected. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. With hustle. Knight of Cups, Nine of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Magician. All right, so you're supposed to be in the Magician. All right, so something unexpectedly ends. If there's a group of people, one person leaves out of nowhere and they go and they're with another group. This is unexpected though. I'm also getting too, there's like a mindset thing we're going to see here because you have vision. I feel like it's the way you're viewing something or your mindset because you have the Eight of Swords. I also see somebody's approaching an individual, but they don't like it. They feel somebody cannot help but to feel like ill or like they can't help but to like no, I don't want that. They can't help it. This is how they view it. Let's see what the Tower is. What is the normal perspective, or what was supposed to occur? Okay, a change. This was supposed to change and it didn't. What actually happened? Versatility was Libra. Okay. Something was supposed to change, but it didn't. It's just Libra. Yeah. Okay. So something would I don't know if this is connected to the Virgo and the Libra reading, because let's tie it all together. If y'all watch me, y'all know that the signs start that they be spilling into each other, child. So with Virgo, Libra getting money, right? Libra being in hustle, that was supposed to make somebody feel insecure. They didn't feel insecure and they were able to handle it because they were ambition, right? This came out as Libra. This was Libra's energy in their reading. We asked, why did somebody do something out of pride or ego when it came to your reading, Libra? And it was to show off. And I'm assuming this person does not notice something that's going on because they're focused on their career or they're working or, something like that, or they're focused on themselves. So they don't even notice the show off part. Right. So something did not change. If this is a Libra is fine with their work, life, whatever. What was this supposed to change into? Humor? Okay, so if somebody is focused on their career, right? Somebody is supposed to focus on like, no, let's just have fun, or maybe somebody was literally supposed to take somebody as a joke, or it was supposed to turn something into like more fantasy, like a fantastical situation where they weren't looking at the actual scenario at hand. Yeah, somebody was supposed to like be laughing at somebody or something like that. It's almost like somebody's supposed to be laughing at somebody's struggle, or that's supposed to be funny, or what was supposed to cause this change? All right, passion. Maybe they were supposed to desire humor. So that's the thing. Something is supposed to be desirable, right? But it's not. So that's why it didn't change. Somebody does not, so I feel like that's what it is. Somebody doesn't desire this, so that's why it's not changing. Now sexuality is here, so if this is a relationship, I feel like if it's supposed to be like something sexual, somebody was supposed to maybe let something go, or it's just supposed to be like you're supposed to desire wanting sex more, or you're supposed to be just okay with that. That was supposed to make somebody happy. Child. Okay. They've been doing all kinds of stuff. Um, all right. Why did this not change? It's like, nope, I'm still focused on my job or still focused on myself. Why didn't this change? Love. So I guess the Virgo, love, leadership, there's intuition, and then self love. So I feel like this may not have changed because somebody probably did this before. It looks like somebody went through this before, so it didn't really change their mind. They're focused on themselves. They're going to make sure they're comfortable. I'm also getting to so love, self-love is our emotions and stuff. Yes, I do know that song. If you think you're the first person in 35 years to sing the Aisha song to me, okay. So love is self-love is like it's about making somebody else feel comfortable, and then self-love is about making sure you feel comfortable, but more so like in a responsible manner, right? Like I would look at that as long-term self-love, right? So another example, um humor would be like, okay, I like to get drunk. I like to drink. I like to smoke, whatever. That's humor. That's your indulgences. Self-love is okay, I can't drink and smoke every damn day. All right. Self-love is I gotta eat this, I gotta drink this smoothie or I gotta work out or something like that. So I feel like somebody's just supposed to desire being happy or desire like some sort of fantasy all the time, and that's not realistic. Okay, but you have innovation. So I don't know what that person has to do with you or um I'm not really sure. What is the 9 of wands? What don't they like here? It's like somebody looks kind of like ugh, like the way they yeah, fight. Maybe it's the Cancer, maybe they don't like to argue, fight. Something could be embarrassing. They're like, no, that's embarrassing. Or it could be an actual physical fight or an argument. They're like, no, or okay. But you're supposed to be the magician. So let's see. What is the result of what you're supposed to be creating here, Scorpio? Oh, what time is it? Hold up. I didn't realize it was 5 o'clock already. Hold on, let me see something. Cause let me close that. Okay. All right, what's the result of what you need to create for yourself, Scorpio? Okay, the 2 of cups. So this could be a bet. Yeah, there's love and self-love, the King of Cups. In this notion, I feel like you need to make a decision that works best for you and somebody else. Like there's a lot of water. Let's see. What else is the result of what you need to create for yourself? Because this is yeah, love and self-love, intuition, defense. So somebody knows to block something out. What do they intuitively know to block out here? Yeah, courage. So this is the thing, right? When it comes to courage and your worries, everything is not you're not supposed to be courageous all the time. You're not supposed to be like like a idiot, like a brave idiot, right? Like people that cave dive, they got the courage to cave dive, but half of them unfortunately do not make it out of the cave. But they got the courage to go down there. So courage is not always a good thing. So somebody doesn't trust something, and that's what it's supposed to be. So I'm not really sure what Angel has to do with anything. What role does Angel play? What do they have to do with anything? Who is Angel? Yes, skill and finesse. So that I don't know if the Libra was supposed to make a Sag jealous. They didn't come out, but something was supposed to make somebody jealous, and that didn't work. Yeah, somebody doesn't care about following some sort of rules or regulations. They don't care. All right, what's the outcome for the Scorpios? And then Sag is next, actually. So what's the outcome for the Scorpios? Okay, knowledge and mystery. So you know the secret or what's hidden? Somebody knows the secret. I know the secret. Style, Cancer, and versatility. Yeah, Cancer and Libra. They know the secret behind the Cancer and Libra. That's the mystery or some shit. All right, we'll see. Somebody knows the secret, so it's not like I don't. Yeah, that's what it is. Somebody knows the secret. Um, Yeah. Okay. Interesting reading. Okay. All right. Sag is next. Shout out to my Sages. Wow, we're like right on the dot with this timing. That's interesting. 131. Okay. Make sure that y'all check the description if y'all want personal readings. Check all that out in the description box. All right, so what is the scenario for my Sagittariuses? What is the scenario for the Sages? Love. Okay, that came out in the Virgo reading. So the scenario here is love. All right, what role do you play here, Sag? What role do you play in this reading? You are innovation. All right. Leo also had innovation, so you may be dealing with a Leo or in the same position. You do have all the tools to make something work. Let's just make sure it's, good. What are you creating for yourself, Sages? What are you creating? You're creating pride. Okay, pride over what? Okay. Let's see. You're creating pride. You could be creating attention. What other energy should you be in here, Sagittarius? Maybe you're loving somebody and it make I was about to say it. So something you're doing out of love is making somebody feel egotistical, but you should be in self-love, okay? What are you going to do out of self-love here for yourself? You're going to transition. Oh, you transition to love. Okay, so first make sure that you're comfortable first and then, you can do something loving. But we're going to figure out what that is. I'm not quite sure just yet. All right, so transition. I don't know if you should let me clarify love real quick because I don't want to give no crazy advice. Don't be out there doing nothing crazy, y'all. What love for who or what? Love for who or what? Yeah, finesse. Okay. Your innovation. There's going to be sympathy for somebody whose plan does not work. What's your starting point? Because you're supposed to transition. What's your starting point? Oh, you are the love person. Okay. I'm assuming. What are you transitioning to? Or somebody's doing something out of love? Let's see what you're transitioning to. Okay, your perspective. Okay, how are you going to view this scenario? Your perspective is going to shift or stop looking at something. You're going to have to look at something differently. All right, so you got the Nine of Pentacles, you got emotions and fight. All right, let's clarify. Let's see. Eight cards for the Sages. So right now you are the now if this is a positive thing, maybe you're making your child feel proud or you're making somebody feel proud or you're making sure somebody ignores distractions or you're finding a way to ignore distractions here because the Six of Wands is above the five. All right, so eight cards for you. Okay, there's the Fool, so there's something new. All right, the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles. Do not, I don't know if this is you, but it looks like somebody put money, time, energy, and effort into something before knowing what they were getting into. All right, the Eight of Wands. Here's the Hierophant and the Strength cards. We got Taurus, Leo again, the Three of Swords, and the Page of Wands. All right, so I'm getting, if this is you, you may not realize what information is missing in the Fool card. Well, no, your innovation. Your innovation. So maybe this is not you. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay, okay, okay. If your innovation and pride in the center of this is love and finesse, have sympathy for somebody that their plan didn't go as planned or they didn't know what to do, maybe even have sympathy for yourself from a time where you did not know something. All right, what information is missing from the Fool? Defiance. So somebody may not even know the rules at all, or somebody doesn't know that they're breaking a rule, or somebody does not know what the rule is at all. Let's see, what's the rule here? Or if there's manipulation involved, whoever doesn't realize, like, okay, this person is not going to follow these rules at all. What is the rule here? Defense. Okay, what's supposed to be blocked out? Leadership. Okay, so I feel like the Fool just doesn't want to listen to anybody. They're like, no, I'm not going to listen to that. Okay, what are they going to do instead? So typically, yeah, guidance. Typically, so the Fool, somebody doesn't know something. And so normally, now if this is you, it's like, yeah, normally I don't like to be led or I don't like to be taught, but you're listening. You're willing to listen. Okay, or somebody else, what is somebody being guided to do here? Okay, passion, got angels, superstition, and defiance. All right, so maybe you're worried about breaking a rule. If you're worried about somebody breaking a rule, they normally don't listen to leadership, but they're not going to do that this time. They're actually going to listen. What is the most important energy for you to be in, Sagittarius? So you're like, oh, they're not going to listen, or okay, respect. Yeah, follow whatever the instructions are, whatever the rules are. If this is you, you can go ahead and follow the rules. All right, so what's the rule for you here then? Maybe you have to be the person to lay down the rules or set the rules. If you're setting like so if you're wondering like, okay, if I set these standards, is so and so actually going to listen to me? Are they going to respect my boundaries? Are they going to respect what I have to say? Are they going to listen to me as a teacher, a leader, blah blah blah? They are. You don't have to worry about that. I feel like too, if you're going into something and you're not setting boundaries for yourself, and you're like, oh well, if I'm too strict or mean or blah blah blah, they won't listen to me. You still have to have standards, rules, regulations for yourself. Don't worry about that. All right, what's the rule for yourself here? What rule are you setting? Or what rule do you need to follow? All right, potential. Okay, so it looks like you're going to get like emails or somebody's going to give you the information. Follow literally like follow the steps, follow the rules. Um okay. I'm not sure what's the strength card here in this reading. Mood. What is the regret? Oh, I did mention that about Leo. I did say that Leo does not need to overindulge. So I guess that means like a Leo is listening to the reading, or like if you have somebody around you, you're going to teach them like, hey, you shouldn't do blah blah blah. What does this person regret doing, or what do they regret? They're sad, or what do they regret? They regret leadership, peace, and knowledge. What does this person wish they would have done? Angel, Sagittarius. Okay, so somebody maybe they wanted to be in the lead and they were supposed to listen to you. What? They wish they would have dealt with a Sagittarius. Okay. All right, let's clarify. I don't know, Chan. Let's see. What does someone regret doing in the leadership energy? There's the Knight of Wands. What do they wish they would have did with Angel? The Knight of Wands is Sagittarius though, but what do they wish they would have did? Oh, waited. Okay, okay, okay. So this is rushing. The Temperance is waiting. So somebody may regret now. If this is you, you may regret like rushing into something. It's okay to wait or have patience. Somebody wish they would have, yeah, something would have happened at a certain time or a specific time. And what did I say about your rules? This is your rules. Somebody is going to give you intentions, a rule book, instructions. It happens at this certain time. Wait for the right time. That's what somebody wish they would have done. So that's what you're learning here. Do not rush something. I feel like too somebody could be like, well, I want to be the first to do it, or I want to be the leader, but they didn't take the time to learn something or get the information or something like that. What should somebody have waited for? So make sure if this is you, make sure you have patience. Don't do something out of pride or ego. Don't rush. You don't have to be the first person. All right, so you're waiting for mystery. What's hidden? You're like, I don't know when it's going to happen. Yeah, respect. You just don't, right now, you don't know the rules or regulations. You're just waiting for the rules. Wait for the rules, wait for instructions. Excuse me. Um, yeah. Okay. What is the outcome for you, Sagittarius? So be patient. You're going to get the instructions you need. If you're learning something new, you don't have to do it by yourself or you don't have to be the first person to do it. Just wait till you get more information. All right. I don't, because if you're in innovation, then you're not the fool. Then you may know that already. You know, maybe you don't know that about yourself. Maybe you don't know that you don't like to listen to people or you don't like to follow instructions or something like that. Maybe that's what you're learning. So just be patient in something that you're doing. What other energy should you be in here, Sages? And then we're going to see the outcome. All right, fluidity. All right, so fluidity is like deal with the ebbs and flows. Something's going to be up and down. Also, be experimental, as in like open to listening to somebody else, open to listening to somebody else's plans, things like that. What's the outcome for you, Sag? All right, determination or focus. What are you going to be able to focus on? What are you going to be able to focus on or determine to have? Okay, there's versatility and self-love. All right, so Libra is doing something to make themselves comfortable. I'm not sure what that has to do with you, but these are the cards that came out in their reading. So yeah, so they're able to make sure they're comfortable. There's hustle and strength. All right, so you're gonna be focused, you're gonna be very determined. Not a bad reading for my Sages. Okay. All right, Capricorn is next. Capricorns, right on the dot again. What is my timing is like kind of crazy right now. Okay. All right, let's see. What's the energy surrounding the Capricorns? Energy surrounding the Capricorns here. Okay, leadership. All right, well, we'll see if you're the leader. All right, who's the leader here, Capricorns? In your reading, who is the leader? Okay, fluidity. So Sag was supposed to be in fluidity. They had a lot of energy about leadership, but even if it's not a Sag, the leader is able to deal with the ebbs and flows. They're able to be happy and sad. They're able to go with the flow. They're open to listening and learning and things like that. Okay. All right. What role do you play here, Capricorns? All right, luck. Okay, so now you're the opportunity. Who had that? I said in one of the readings that they don't notice an opportunity. So I feel like somebody was showing off. They don't notice the opportunity with you. You right now are the luck. You are something that is out of somebody's control, right? So it's like, we walk into the store, we saw Capricorn. I can't control that. Capricorn is there, right? Capricorn happens to be in this position. All right, so what is your luck? What are you the opportunity of, or you're right on schedule, right on time? What is your luck here? Ooh, okay, power. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right. What should you do with this luck, Capricorns? What energy should you be in? Okay, you should be in emotions. All right. So make sure you're regulating your emotions. Make sure that you know how you feel. Pay attention to them. All right. What might trigger your emotions here? Defiance. Okay, now if you're whoever is the okay, so somebody's going to be breaking a rule. If this is you and you're going against your own standards, that is what's going to trigger you. What is the rule here? Actually, hold on one second, y'all. Okay, all right. So defiance. Sorry, little intermission. All right, so what is the rule? What's going to trigger your emotions is defiance. What's the rule here or the standard? Vision. Okay. What is somebody doing instead? Respect. Yeah, what is all this about a Libra and a Cancer all damn day? Okay. Okay, Libra. So Libra, Cancer, Sagittarius. All right, so somebody is supposed to be seeing what? So it looks like somebody is following some sort of rule that they're not supposed to. Um, they could be dealing with a Taurus or being around a Taurus and they're not supposed to. What is somebody supposed to see or observe? Strength, a Leo. All right. Okay. So if these are people. Somebody doesn't see what a Leo is saying about money. This Leo is supposed to be asking about money, or it's like somebody doesn't see what they're saying. They don't understand what they're saying. They don't understand what they're doing. Okay, what does somebody have respect for? Innovation came out as Sag and Leo. So there's like rules to creating something, right? That's what somebody thinks, but they're not supposed to follow that rule to create it, or like somebody has respect for a manipulation. This is an odd reading. Let's see. Okay, there's a temperance. Maybe it's a Sag creating something. All right. What's 8 cards here? Okay, so yeah, vision. Somebody doesn't see something, the world, okay? Yeah, the nine, somebody did not see something until it was too late. Okay. It's like basically somebody does not notice how kind or generous somebody is. Now, what I will say is Sag came out with love in their reading. I don't know if that's them, but it's like somebody just, they don't see it until it's too late. I'm going to hold this up. This is real easy for you guys to like, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. This is how it starts. So if you, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but little trick, that's the 6 of cups in the window on the 4 of swords. So if you see somebody is giving something to another individual, it looks just like the 6 of cups. Just a little tarot trick if anybody wants to do their own cards. Okay, y'all see that? Okay. So somebody's resting, thinking, is this a dream? A dream about a memory, a dream or something? But it's like somebody's not paying attention to the generosity part, or they don't notice it. And then it ends. The world is over. And then now there's worry or anxiety, like there's memory. Somebody like plagued by a memory that they didn't pay attention to it before. Somebody may be embarrassed. It's almost okay. There's a couple of things I'm getting. It's like somebody is embarrassed by the fact that they didn't realize somebody was being caring, generous, doing something out of kindness of their heart or something like that. Let's see. What is somebody not paying attention to? Because that's the thing. They don't see it. Yeah, somebody doesn't see it. Let's see. What are they supposed to notice? But it looks like they're going to notice later on. Yeah, finesse. Somebody doesn't notice that a plan isn't even working. What is somebody intending to have? Welcome. What is somebody intending to have here? What are they trying to get? It's okay. So somebody wants respect or wants rules and regulations. They want somebody to follow this rule. They want to be the person to put the rules in place. Maybe they want a Taurus. Maybe the intention is to have a Taurus. Somebody's plan is for a Taurus to love a Leo. But the Leo doesn't see what they're doing. Okay, this is the thing. Let me break this down, right? Here's a couple of ways this could go. The intention is to get somebody to do something out of sympathy, love for them, care for them, have sympathy, empathy, forgiveness, do something out of the kindness of their heart. Somebody's like, no, you should care about how I feel. Like, that's the plan. The plan is, okay, this person's supposed to care how I feel. If we're talking about people, the plan is for a Taurus to love a Leo. Um, that's the plan. What actually ends up happening? Order. There's too. It's like it's too late. Something's out of order. What's being put first? That's why something's not working. Focus. Yeah, so because somebody has to focus on something for it to work, right? If we're talking about, just take out, I know love came out, but just say it's something about your career or anything or some type of goal. You have to focus first. Like somebody's not even focused or somebody's not just not paying attention. You need somebody to notice something or somebody needs to notice it first. Okay, so just focus. What is somebody doing out of love here? It's like there's supposed to be forgiveness or love. Yeah, mood. Somebody's doing this is like forgiveness. What are we worried about? Who's in the 9 of swords? Who's worried? I guess the person who thought they were going to receive love. Yeah, Gemini, Libra, finesse. It's not working. I don't know what this has to do with you though. What role do you play in these 8 cards? Now I feel like I got too many cards out. I'm gonna re-pull some of these because I'm like, I don't know what that has to even do with you, but let's make sure you're the luck though. So maybe you're the person that somebody wants, or all right. What role do you play here, Capricorns? Personality. So you're not even, this isn't okay. What part of your personality is coming out or showing, or because you just happen to be this way? You're luck and power. Focus. Okay, what are you focused on? So that's the thing. That's what was making. So if somebody wants you to love them, the first part is they need you to focus on them and you're not focused on them. Somebody refuses to see the part they play or something like that. What are you focused on? Sexuality could be a Gemini. Innovation and self-love. So yeah, it's like if somebody wants you to do something out of love or sympathy, you're kind of focused on yourself or you're focused on a Gemini. I don't even know where the worries is coming from. All right, what else is your power here, Capricorns? Because that's your luck right now. Yeah, potential. Got spirituality, change, and courage. All right, what is the outcome for you? Respect, versatility, resistance, and finesse. Yeah, if you come up with, I feel like whatever the scenario is, your own plans and your own standards, you can't be manipulated or like, you're not going to go with that plan. Now, with leadership and fluidity being the role here, it's like if you're going to be in a position of power with luck, or you're going to be a parent, or you're going to be a teacher, or something like that, you have to go with like, you're not always going to be happy with it. You have to control that. All right. Did I say advice or what's the outcome for you? I don't know if I said it already. What's the outcome for you? Yeah, pride and change. You're like, yeah, I'm not changing it. This is who I am. Because you got luck, power, and personality. I don't know why somebody wants you. What does somebody want you to change into? Yeah, humor. Exactly. So this is the thing. It's like you got power, emotion. Somebody wants you to be happy all the time, or fantasize all the time, or forgive all the time, or yeah, no, don't change what you're doing, or you're supposed to be like overindulging, or you're supposed to be fantasizing. And what are you, again, just to clarify, I don't know, what else are you doing instead? Because that's a weird reading. You got love style, cancer style. All right. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I don't know why. It's like basically somebody just did not, they literally were not focused on the fact that someone was very caring or loving, or it's like something's embarrassing. Not sure. All right, that was the only reading that wasn't really super clear. Okay, Aquarius. Hold on one second. Let me see something. Okay. All right, we're going to go on to Aquarius. Again, check out the WAP subscriptions, all that good stuff for your readings and things. All right, Aquarius, what is the energy? What is the situation for the Aquariuses? Passion, all right, what we desire, ambitions. What role do you play, Aquarius? Respect. Okay, so you're setting a rule or a regulation. You could be with a Taurus. All right, what is your rule, your standard? What do you have respect for? Either you could be setting a rule or you just have respect for another person's. Okay, confidence. So you may have like a rule about how you dress, what you wear, how much money you spend on something. Um, okay, intuition, fluidity, voice. Okay. All right. What do you desire here? What is the desire? Guidance. Okay, to be guided by who or what? Luck. Okay, the Capricorn. Okay, Aquarius. So you want a Capricorn to guide you. You want to follow this, you want to follow after this Capricorn. Okay, what is the Capricorn doing? They know, okay, they have knowledge. So you want to learn from this Capricorn. For some of you, this is somebody they're younger than you. All right. What does the Capricorn have knowledge of? You want to learn. That's what you desire. You want to learn from this Capricorn. They know the truth, okay? Truth about what? About vision. Okay, who came out as vision? Scorpio. No, Leo. All right, anyway, it don't matter. You want to get they know the truth. The Capricorn knows the truth. They can see it. Okay. What energy should you be in here, Aquarius is? Okay, you should be in spirituality. Well, if there's any Aquariuses that need a reading, they could be this. Your energy should be in spirituality. Now, if you're doing sometimes I look at this as like this could be like religion versus spirituality, like something super religious. If you need to be in an energy of spirituality, then you need to have faith or have optimism. It doesn't have to be like a super like a spiritual practice or anything. If you are following like a strict religion, maybe that's kind of throwing you off of some sort of path here. What element of spirituality do you need? Yeah, mystery. So I feel like some is literally somebody wants a reading. Okay, mystery. What may you be confused about? Who yeah, Aquarius. What might you be confused about? Or what do you want to know about? Rebellion. Okay, so you're following a rule, right? You're following some sort of rules, regulations. You want to know whether or not you can break that rule. If you and another person have some sort of rules and regulations, you're like, are they breaking that rule? Are they doing that? Because I'm gonna go do that or something. It's like you want to know how to break the rules or something. Okay. All right. This person can see the truth. All right. So what does this person see then? So I'm going to answer for you. Maybe you're like, hey, like, where are you at, or who's with who, or something like that. I guess you want a reading, or maybe you should get your own cards and try to practice. Okay, what can this person see? They can literally see it. And it could be the truth about a Scorpio. So if you know somebody with Scorpio placements, I will watch the Scorpio reading. I did write notes. Let me see. They're supposed to do something new. They want somebody else to kind of fall for a fantasy or something like that, and that's not working. So that could be what it is. But what is this person able to see? So they know the truth. They can see it very clearly. It's not hidden from them. Okay, healing. What's the issue? Change. What does it need to be healed into? Transition. Okay, so if you're in a situation right now, Aquarius, you're watching this, you're like, will this ever change? Can I change this? I'm gonna keep it a buck. No. You need to leave. It's not going to change like the because the issue is you trying to change something. Transition is just leaving it behind, right? So if you're like, well, should I stay at this job? No, that job is not going to change. You're not going to get a promotion. It's not going to get any better. Leave and find a new opportunity. Oh, should I stay in this neighborhood or, will it get better as my kids get older? No, move away from that neighborhood. You can move, you can leave. So, that literally, this is your answer to your question. You're like, is that breaking a rule? Because the only reason that you're somewhere right now to break this card down, respect is the hierophant to me, and Taurus is fixed. Aquarius, you are also fixed. Aquariuses will stay somewhere for a very long time, same neighborhood or whatever, same job. They will stay in a place for a long time. They're good at that. They're also Saturn ruled. So I feel like you're in a position because out of respect for somebody or something, you feel like you're following this rule. You're like, man, am I going to break this rule if I leave it? You're trying to change something and it's not going to change. You need to move on. What is the problem that you're trying to change or evolve here? What's the current state? Okay, vision and peace and guidance. You're wondering, are they going to do they notice? No. Or does somebody see this? No. What is it supposed to change into? If it's a Scorpio, that Scorpio is not going to change. It's supposed to change in dominance. Like somebody's supposed to be able to control something. Control what? Power is Capricorn. This is the thing. You think, okay, hear me out, hear me out. You want information from the Capricorn, right? The Capricorn has the knowledge, the information. They can see it. If your advice is spirituality, it could be a card reader. Somebody has dreams. Maybe they're clairvoyant, clairaudient. Maybe they're just instinctual. Well, instincts would have came out because okay, but anyway, you want the situation to change that you're in because you want that situation to prove the Capricorn wrong or the spiritual person wrong. You want that to have control over that Capricorn. Hmm. Does that make sense? It's like, okay, um, I need to go to a doctor because that doctor is the only one that can fix this issue, right? But in the back of your mind, you're like, no, I want this issue to be more powerful than that doctor. I want this issue to have the power to change quicker than what that doctor can give me. But in this case, the doctor has the power here. They know how to fix it for you or heal it or whatever. But you're supposed to move on. Okay, what are you supposed to transition towards? Spirituality. So if this is like if you're following a certain religion, it's okay for you to leave that religion behind. But this is also like optimism. When you're optimistic, I would also like maybe meditate and write down the things that you want for yourself because the situation that you may be in is not changing. Yeah, you need to transition to spirituality and innovation, like knowing that you can manifest, knowing that you have all the tools to make something new work. Yeah, self-love. Okay, so what's making you stay in this? Why are you staying in this position? You're like, oh, am I wrong for that? Am I breaking a rule? You're not wrong. Why are you staying in this position? Fluidity. Okay, there's intuition. Yeah, mystery. So I feel like you're just staying there out of why is that rubber band there? I feel like you're just staying in a situation out of respect for somebody because you think that's the rule book or you feel like that's what you're supposed to do. I would move on. Something's not going to, it's not going to be fixed. It's not going to change. I feel like an Aquarius can hear that pretty bluntly. Aquariuses are pretty like straightforward, but the situation's not going to change. All right, let me get 8 cards. This could be you, Queen of Swords. Okay, the Two of Swords, the Three of Wands. Yeah, okay, the Five of Cups. Yeah, the Magician. It's like you keep waiting for something to change and it's not. There's your regret. All right, King of Cups, Four of Cups. Page of Wands. Yeah, the Judgment. Literally, I feel like this is a wake up call. There is nothing tangible. And I'm going to show you, you have swords, fire. So the root of your reading was passion. You desire guidance from the Capricorn. I feel like you're not asking for it for one. It's okay to go ahead and ask them questions, but you have the Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, Three of Wands, the Five of Wands, the King of Cups, Four of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Judgment. It's like something that you believe in or the rule that you're following. There is no material gain for it. Um, That's why you have to transition. See, innovation has all four elements. Where is the pentacles? I feel like too, why are you staying there? Fluidity. You're like, okay, what if I try this? Then it'll change. Okay, I'm gonna try this. It'll change. That's not changing. I see I'm going to keep it a buck. I see a lot of like regret. You're managing your emotions well. Aquariuses are good at that, but the Five of Cups, King of Cups, Four of Cups is like you're still not happy. Right, you're comfortable. You're kind of like unfortunately like comfortable in a like negative situation. Like you're making yourself comfortable almost in regret or like almost in a scenario that's not good for you. You could do better. Um Again, if there's an Aquarius dealing with a Scorpio cuz they were water signs, if you're like, okay, should I stick with this water sign? They do, Scorpios will change. That Scorpio is not going to change, or like that situation is not going to change. Let's see what else. Where's the pentacles? What's missing from your current situation? It's like you keep waiting for something and maybe you miss it. Okay, ambition. For some people, maybe it's yeah, mood. That's when something's like sad or yeah, courage and mood. Okay. If you have courage and mood and you're coming out as fluidity, have the courage to actually say you don't like something or that you're sad or that you regret something. Have the courage to admit that or let's see what else. What is the judgment? Yeah, passion. That's the root of your reading. You're going to realize what you actually desire or whatever else you want. Because here you are right here. It's like you have a trap perspective. Okay, a trap perspective on what, Aquarius? Or maybe you feel like you're trapped and you're not. Yeah, trap perspective of finesse. It could be about plans, intentions, a backup plan. Um, because if you have transition and innovation, maybe the plan will work when you go somewhere else, a new location, or you work with somebody else, or it'll work better when you go to another job, or something like that. What was the intended outcome with this scenario? Because it's like it's not changed. I don't know what this is, or I guess potential. Maybe something was supposed to grow into a business or something like that. What actually occurred here? It's like it's never growing or never changing or not getting any better. Yes, it's difficult. It's like difficult for no reason. You can handle it, but it's very difficult. I don't what actually is occurring, you have resilience and love. This is the 10 of wands and in love. So it's like you're doing something to make somebody else feel comfortable while you are uncomfortable. Um all right, but your main advice is spirituality, so maybe get your own cards or something like that. Uh I got cards if y'all want them. If y'all like these cards, they're pretty easy to read. All right, what's the outcome for you, Aquarius? And then we're going to do Pisces. Okay, the outcome is hustle. So that's like abundance. Yeah, ambition. So the what was missing from your first situation is ambition. If you're working with somebody, that person's not ambitious enough. They're not working, they're not consistent, they're not working. Um if you're like, should I leave this job? Your coworkers aren't working, or you're not going to get a pay raise or like a promotion. If this is a partner, you're with this person, you're dating them or something, they're not working. They don't like that's what passion is here. But the outcome for you is hustle and ambition. Um Hopefully it's not like one person working and the other person isn't, or one person's trying, the other person isn't. All right, so that's Aquarius. All right, Pisces. Last but not least. Hey, it's 6 o'clock. I gotta order this food before this little class. Okay. All right. What is the energy surrounding my Pisces? Situation surrounding Pisces here. Okay, self-love. All right, making sure you're comfortable. What role do you play here, Pisces? Spirituality. Okay, so the Aquarius might need to go to you. They want to go to a Capricorn. They may need to go to you. All right, Pisces. So you're doing something spiritual, or you're a spiritual being, or using your gifts, or you have optimism, you have faith in your plans, things of that nature. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Pisces? Okay, power. Similar to Capricorn. You and Capricorn are pulling similar energy, so you kind of need to merge something. If you're doing something where you're trying to be like, "Oh, I'm trying to be nice," and it's okay to stand up for yourself or speak up for yourself. What else is your power here? All right, it's okay for you to share something, share your gifts, speak up. Your power is humor. That is what Pisces rules. That is what Pisces rules. Okay, what else? Who's doing something out of self-love here? Let's see. So you're being happy. You're going to make sure that you're happy regardless. So change is doing something out of self-love, or okay. What are they changing? What was the scenario before? Ambition. What are they changing it into? So out of self-love, there was ambition. And they're changing it into versatility. If these are people, it's going from Virgo to Libra. Um, I feel like to make themselves feel more comfortable, they just want something more comfortable with them. Yeah, I see Libra a lot. Okay, let's see. But you should be in power and humor. You guys do rule illusions, fantasies, that can be humor. Let's see. Okay, so somebody's like, yeah, I see the truth. I was ignoring how I felt before. That's over. The world card are the seven of swords. Interesting. Queen of Swords, Page of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and then the Five of Cups. So this looks like, okay, so something, first of all, the plan is out of order. It's going to end up in a loss. It's going to end up in a regret. All right, so right out the bat, somebody's you may have to tell somebody that, or you're teaching somebody that. You're like, hey, I don't, that's not really a good idea. I don't know if that plan is really going to work, because if you need to be in power, you're gonna have to like speak up to something. Also, if power is humor, make sure that you're saying it in a way that kind of makes people laugh, right? You can say very blunt, mean things if you can figure out how to make it funny. Not mean necessarily, but like if you're trying to be like straight to the point with people, make it into a joke. Don't make somebody feel guilty or ashamed or sad, but there's like some sort of plan or loss here. This plan is not going to work. Let's see. I don't know if that's you though, but I don't think it's you. You're coming out of spirituality and power. Who's in the seven of swords, or who's trying to make something work here? Okay, it could be a Cancer style. What are they intending on doing or having? Inspiration and Aquarius. So a Cancer is trying to talk to an Aquarius, or a Cancer is trying to get this Aquarius to do something. Um, if this is not about those signs, somebody is trying to move forward with something where it needs to be fixed. All right, what actually occurs here? Innovation. So there's a better plan somewhere else. This plan isn't working. Somebody's like, well, I want that Aquarius, or I want to work with this Aquarius or something. Another plan somewhere else. Yeah, transition. Somebody's like, no, you can't have that. We're going to make sure that you move forward or move on. So Aquarius, they know now from their reading that they're supposed to transition. So if somebody's trying to get this Aquarius to stay, or trying to get something to stay the same, that Aquarius is moving on. They're leaving. So then who's innovation then? Who's able to create this? Who is this? Mystery. I guess, is it a secret? Who's hiding? What are they hiding? Literally mystery. I don't know what that is. Okay, that's odd. What's missing from this plan? So the cancer's okay. The magician energy is missing. That's why Cancer can't get this to work. There's somebody else manifesting somewhere else, and that works for them. That another person has all the tools for themselves. Let's see. I'm also getting too, this is almost like if a Cancer wants something, there's like manipulation behind the scenes. Something is hidden, and that's why it's not working, or somebody is hidden. What's the intended outcome for the Cancer with inspiration? Okay, they may want the Aquarius to notice something, speak to them, pay attention to them, right? The Page of Swords. What is innovation then? The Chariot, the Justice, the High Priestess. Yeah, there's the Star. So I don't know who's watching, but why is this about? It's like, what is the result of innovation for the person who's able to create something? Because that has nothing. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. That's an odd reading. Um, it's like everything is hidden. What ends with the World card here? I'm gonna timestamp this. We're almost done. What ends with the World card? A superstition. Who's supposed to be worried? It's not this. Somebody's like, yeah, that's not real, or I don't really care, or I'm not thinking about that anymore. Okay, who's supposed to be worried? A Leo. And what are they supposed to be worried about? It's like the Leo doesn't care, so that's why it's not working. What is a Leo supposed to be worried about, or a Capricorn? So basically, either the it's okay. Okay, the Leo is supposed to be worried about a Capricorn or you, Pisces. That's a part, and they're not worried anymore. Or they don't care. So that's why nobody cares, or somebody has to care for it, or they have to be afraid. Okay, what energy should you be in here, Pisces? Your intuition. What else is your intuition telling you? So that was pretty much your reading. It just doesn't matter. All right, yeah. What are you resisting? Yeah, dominance. All right, what is the outcome here for you, Pisces? Vision. What are you able to see? Yeah, finesse. You're going to see that this plan just didn't work. What does this person want from the Aquarius? Oh, to talk. Maybe they just want to talk or share plans or share information. And they don't want to talk, or it doesn't matter. But that's what you're going to see. All right, that's y'all reading. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna timestamp this in a few minutes. Y'all know I've been having issues with the video showing up in YouTube Studio, so hopefully I'm able to do it. All right, y'all. But thank y'all. Have a good one.